Just a bloke in a bar.
You know what's interesting about wives is you can tell them the right advice. This is what we should do. So, for example, I tell the missus we should get a planner to plan the trip of Europe. We don't know Europe. We don't know what's going on.
What, like a
travel agent.
Travel agent,
yeah. And so just a normal travel agent, they'll know where to go. They can handle everything, rah. And she's like, nah, we can do it ourselves. And I'm like, we should really get a travel agent. Like, darling, we should get a travel agent to make it much easier. We can rely on them. They know the ins and outs over there. Remember we already tried to plan it. And there was some flights that wouldn't go from Italy to London. Remember how we did that? And she's like, yeah, but that was a website. And I'm like, okay. Look, whatever you want, darling. So just let it go. Just let it go. Anyway, it took her like asking her Instagram and speaking to about 3 different chicks. She comes back to me, she's like, yeah, we should use a travel agent, I think. And I was like, oh yeah, you reckon? Kind of said that.
Yeah,
before.
but you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Exactly.
So
and you know what's
why
funny?
don't you listen to you?
And that's exactly what she said. She said, you don't know everything and you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, okay, we'll use a travel agent. That's the beauty of being married, boys and girls.
Yeah, that's it. And when you do happen to get it right, there'll be no apology.
Oh, no way there'll be an apology.
There'll be no acknowledgement either.
No.
But if it was done in reverse,
Oh, fuck. You wouldn't hear the end of it.
no, you'd be hearing about it to the end of your days. And that's just a fact.
I will say, some people may think pick your battles has to do with war. It actually has to do with love.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Like the first bloke to say pick your battles, it wasn't some great war veteran. It wasn't some like Maximus Aurelius in the middle of Gladiator.
No, it wasn't.
It was a bloke in a relationship that he's 100 years old and they've got a video camera. Well, not back then. They've got a writer. And he was like, you know what? The only advice I can give you, pick your battles with the missus.
Because you got to pick them.
Oh,
And I've picked wrong before.
Yeah.
Know that.
Yep. If you're sniffing it and you're not too sure, don't do it.
I pick better now,
Yeah.
but I still don't pick great.
What's the worst one where you've gone, as soon as you said it, you were like, fuck,
Mate, I can't. It's hard to pick out specifics because there've been so many of these. You know what I mean? But I do know that the worst feeling you can get is when you're having a great time, and then a comment will get thrown out, or it'll just start deviating one way, and then literally a minute later you're in the thick of it, and you're like, how the fuck did I get here?
Yes,
You're trying to get out, and you're like, fuck. And then you realise sometimes there's no way out, and then you got to like
dig in.
You got to dig in, bro. You got to start digging trenches and go, fuck, we're here for the long haul now.
They start bringing up all this other shit, and you're like, fuck, now you're defending yourself from stuff 6 months ago.
And also, it makes it tough for men because if you're in the heat of the battle, you might be prepared to throw, but when you simmer, you're like, I want normality again. I want to get back to where we were.
Yeah, and I want to say sorry for being a fucking idiot, but
whereas they like, nah, bruh.
Yeah,
That's
time.
not how it works.
Yeah, exactly.
I could carry this for a week, maybe a month, possibly a year.
And teach you a motherfucking lesson.
Yeah.
There is nothing more heartbreaking than you've had the best day ever. The best day ever.
World's best day.
And you're so in love. I can't believe I found this partner that I can just spend time with.
Yeah, you're hugging, you're kissing, you're already planning later. You're like,
holding hands in public.
Yeah.
You know, you got the ice cream at the end of the day. Everyone's a bit sunburnt from the day, but it's a good sunburn. It's not a hurting sunburn.
Sun kiss.
It's sun kissed where, you know, you're red from love, red from the sun. And then a little stray comment.
Yeah, a stray comment.
It's a stray one too, because it wasn't even intentional.
No, it was stray. You're having a great time. Why would it be intentional? Yeah. It was stray, like a stray cat wanders into your life.
It's a nuke. It's like latest Top Gun movie where they drop that bomb and just goes zoop. And then before you know it, you're not talking to her that night and you're sitting in your fucking man cave crying.
Drinking the stiffest liquor you can find. Yeah. And you're on the couch. And then you wake up and your back's fucked and your neck's fucked and your heart's fucked. And you're like, how do I play this? Do I go upstairs? Do I apologise? Do I dig in for the long haul?
Yeah. Do I try and prove a point?
Do I try and prove a point?
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Trust me, you're not going to win that one. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you're so deep you don't know what the point was.
Exactly.
You're just trying to prove a point.
And the problem generally is, generally speaking, men seem to be more logical, like with an argument, where women generally seem to be more emotional, at least in my experience. So like if Ella's upset, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, no, that's just silly. That's silly.
I'm upset and that's that.
Yeah.
So
also when you're trying to fix the situation and they're like, I don't want it to be fixed, motherfucker. I'm upset, feel what I'm feeling. But you're like, I can't feel that shit. I can't feel that shit.
What do you want?
What do you want from me? I'm trying here. I said I was sorry. Let's move past this.
But you're not sorry because you said it. Well, fuck.
And even if you are sorry, you don't get to just end this fight when you say this fight ends.
Yeah. Well, because you started it. You're like, oh, mate.
Oh, yeah. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, you pick your battles. You pick your battles.
Yeah. And when they say it's all fair in love and war, it's not always fair.
It's not always fair. It's a dirty, dirty game.
It's a dirty game. It's unfair. I don't know who said that. They were fucking wrong.
Yeah. You know what? It was a bloke picking his battle. He was at dinner, he had his missus beside him. He says, yeah, it's all fair. And he had like handcuffs going, this is fucking torture. But it is the best thing you'll ever do is find a partner and be with them for the rest of your life.
100%.
What is good though is that the fights that are good are the ones that do actually resolve shit that needs to be resolved, but you're such a fucking idiot, you don't just talk about it. You know what I mean? They're the best fights.
There's shit's boiling.
Yeah. And you just got to simmer up.
Simmer up.
Get it out. Okay, where do we
Bring it up to heat.
Yep. Where do we stand on this?
Bring it to the bubble.
Where do we stand? And then compromise.
Yep.
Boom. So that's what you can look forward to getting married. If you ever go to Europe, use a travel agent.
Yeah, use a travel agent.
But don't tell your missus to use a travel agent. Allow her to find out for herself.
Maybe just drop it subtly.
Yeah.
Like, maybe just brochures here and there. You don't tell her where you
That's
got
a
them.
good
Just be
way.
like, just pretend they came in the mail, and you're like, oh,
50% off travel agent. Fuck.
That's interesting. Fuck, that was a letter drop. Fuck, good on them. Just trying to get back on their feet.
Yeah.
Tough couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or just like leave tabs open on the computer and shit. You know what I mean? Just like never bring it up.
Yeah.
Let her bring it up.
You know, that's a veteran move. That's a veteran move.
Yeah, man.
And you'll get married later this year, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Most beautiful day of your life.
I'm looking forward to
Wish
it.
you could have been at mine.
Yeah. Well, I wish you could have been at mine, mate. I wish you could be at mine, bro. Well, you'll be away anyway.
Yes, actually, you're right. You're right.
So I will invite you.
Oh, fuck yeah, of course. The invite rocks in the mail when I fucking bounce.
Oh, you must have missed it, bro.
The day I'm about to leave. Oi, bro, you want to come to my wedding? Oh, you're going to Europe? Sorry, mate. Sorry,
We've had a couple of pull-outs.
You're about 20th on the list.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new Top Gun?
Not yet. But every motherfucker's talking about that,
and
movie.
every motherfucker should be talking about it. I'm not even hot take, really fucking hot take. I watched Top Gun for the first time, the first one, probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago in preparation because the early reviews were rave. Allegedly at the Cannes Festival or Cannes Festival or whatever, you know that.
Cannes,
whatever it is. There was an 8-minute standing ovation for an action film, which is crazy. And that's all artsy films. So I was like, wow, I've got to prep myself. Went and watched the normal Top Gun. I'm going to be honest, it's a bad movie. A really bad movie.
I haven't seen it for a long time.
Yeah, and look, I want to throw all due respect. This is all respectfully. I know it's a classic, but by today's standards of like what you can actually get out of a movie, no, don't get me wrong, the special effects and also the flying and that all the way back then, incredible.
When did it come out?
1988 or 7 or something, ages ago.
Late 80s?
Late 80s, early 90s. I'm pretty sure it's late 80s. But the flying, all those scenes are crazy for its time. But like the script, the plot, it's not really great. It's really not that great.
1986.
1986. So
Fucking
the year I
old.
was born. Anyway, so watched that and I was like, look, I get it. It has all the 80s music and it's like Hot Boys and 80s. And we all love Hot Boys in the 80s. But I was like, this movie's not that good. I don't understand why it's a classic. Then I went in to watch the actual Top Gun Maverick, the new one, and it made me appreciate the first Top Gun even more. That's how fucking good this movie. Like I'm talking, this movie makes you feel like you're in a fighter jet. Like you're going, fuck. You're literally sitting there.
Dude, Tom Cruise flew those fucking jets. There's no CGI at all. There's no green screen. There's nothing.
He made them train to become pilots, and what they did was they had a jet fighter in front of them, and they sat in the jet with them to make it like, so they basically they're flying it as in they're in the jet. They're not actually turning it. And they're actually filming them going, 5G or whatever. And you can see their faces and them like, oh, fuck. It is hectic, bro.
It's fucking wild. Tom Cruise does not fuck around.
He does not miss.
He does his own stunts and shit,
Mate,
dude.
he
doesn't age.
He literally doesn't age. And honestly,
Like, he's a fucking weirdo, sure, but
Yeah.
like, take that as park that.
look, who cares? Like, you're a weirdo. I'm talking about the actor.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm with you.
That's what I'm talking about. Unbelievable. So you loved it?
Mate, any person that enjoys action movies in the slightest has to go and watch it.
I'm going this weekend.
Mate, go and watch it in the best, like actually, go to, what's the place where the Roosters train? What's the name of that area there?
Oh,
Entertainment
Quarter.
Entertainment Quarter.
I go there that's where I go.
Yeah, so go to the Samsung, it's Samsung Onyx. And so that's an actual, before we went and watched it, I went and Googled like best cinemas, like best sound, best screen, all that kind of stuff. Cause I want the experience. And so most big movies are a projector.
Yep.
Googled, I was deep in the depths of Reddit. Like I'm fucking talking down in the fucking past 4chan, past 8chan, whatever you want, I'm past that in Reddit. That's how deep I was. And I found this one person that was like, I can't recommend Samsung Onyx at the entertainment center enough. It is perfect because it's a big screen, but it's an actual screen. It's not a projector.
Oh, it's a screen.
Screen.
Is it at the Hoyts?
Yeah. And,
Okay.
and it's like you go up and you like when you go on the internet, you'll be able to choose like the Onyx bit, or you can call them up and they'll just say, yeah, the Onyx bit. It's literally the first, as you walk into the movies, it's the first one on your left and it'll say Samsung Onyx. But yeah, it's an actual gigantic LED, like it's almost liquid. That's how good the picture is. Go and watch it on that. It's fucking amazing.
Have they got the recliner chairs there yet?
Yes, recliner chairs. Yep, recliner chairs, everything. What do you got
Do
there,
I
mate?
need to watch the first Top Gun if I want to go see this one?
Not really, but just do it. Watch the first Top Gun. You got to do it because it is a classic. Like regardless of whether it's good or bad, you'll watch it and be like, it's fun. Like it has the cheesy moments, the cool music, all that kind of stuff. But the first Top Gun,
80s cheese, bro.
I love
what
80s
you want.
cheese.
80s cheese.
because I feel like, don't get me wrong, I like modern movies of the modern grittiness, real, you know, almost a plotting kind of very grim reality, like True Detective, although that got a bit out there towards the end. It's very like grim reality. But I do think that like we've missed the escapism of movies of, okay, yes, are they all extremely good looking and they would never be in the Navy? Yes, I understand that.
But I like that shit.
Yeah, I want to look at people that are Adonises,
Yeah.
man or woman, living the dream. They're movie stars.
Like, look at Brad Pitt in Troy. You're like, that is probably a little over the top, but we loved it.
Yeah, did they have like weights to get fucking traps in that back in Troy's day? No, they didn't. But I love that shit.
We loved that
Yeah.
shit. Because he was fucking jacked beyond belief in his absolute prime, sweat glistening off the bars.
Is there a better looking
That's what
man?
gets you in there, bro.
Is there a better looking bloke than him in Troy?
No.
It doesn't get better.
No. That's it. That's the zenith of man right there.
The best line in all the movie is when that little kid comes and goes, "But won't you die?" And he's like, "That's why no one will remember your name." It's like, bro, it's a little kid.
Yeah, but hey, give a fuck.
Yeah, he's true fucking Troy.
Yeah, but it's
fucking
true
Achilles.
as well.
It's true. Hit him with some knowledge.
Well, the kids are going to amount to nothing. He's going to sit on that horse on the way to kill someone and tell porkies.
He'll be a dribbler.
No way, bro.
He'll be a dribbler. Do you want to be a fucking Alpha Adonis or a dribbler? I'll be a dribbler.
Dribbler's just fine, mate. Dribbler's just
Yeah, I don't
fine.
want to fucking die. I'm happy to talk about you nearly dying.
Mate, if I just get here to sit and dribble and yarn, don't have to risk my life. Like, that's me. I had no Troy in me.
Yeah, no Troy?
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's
no.
mate, it's
No, what's his name? No Achilles. No Achilles in me.
mate, he's so good looking in that movie. It's a joke.
Yeah, is there a bit of cheese in the new Top Gun? Is there like an ode to cheese?
It's an ode to cheese. So it's not actual cheese. It's like, we know it's cheese, but we're celebrating the cheese.
Is it cheesy now? Like, was it cheesy back then? Do you reckon?
Yeah, I don't think so back then. I think that was
Like,
normal back
are
then.
we going to look at movies now and go, that's cheesy?
Probably. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah. Because, like, what we consider as, like, grim, real movies now, where it's, like, just following a bloke around living his life about, you know, really mundane things. Because that's, like, the kind of like the craze now, or not craze, but the trend of movies about very minute things that we all go through. Whereas the action blockbuster used to be about, you know, stuff that we would never experience. But you're right. I reckon.
Still sort of is Marvel and shit.
Yeah, Marvel and shit for sure. I mean, you've got your movies that do that, absolutely. But back in the day, you didn't really have movies about nothing, you know, like literally a bloke just living his life, you know?
Yeah.
But there's plenty of movies like that now, or a woman just, you know, going through the life and going through normal things that we go through. Anyway, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So you must go see it. What's your greatest movie of all time?
Fuck, I don't know. It's tough. I was always obsessed with Titanic growing up.
That explains a lot.
Obsessed.
That explains a lot.
When I was a kid, I was obsessed with the ship, like the actual.
Oh, really?
Heaps of books on it and shit.
No way.
Oh, fuck yeah. Heaps of books.
The actual Titanic.
Like the actual Titanic.
And the story of
like,
it.
Like the actual thing. And then when the movie came out, I was like, oh my God.
No way.
Foaming at the mouth.
What got you into the Titanic? The fucking.
Fuck if I know.
So you knew about the Titanic before the movie?
I had heaps of books, bro. Heaps
Holy
of little books and shit. And then the movie came out and like I was sort of, how old would I have been then? I wasn't that old. So it was a bit like we had to fast forward through some scenes, you know what I mean? On the VHS. Yep. But I used to love it growing up, mate.
Yeah.
Love it growing up.
That is a classic movie.
I'll blow your mind. I never watched the Titanic until you guys started talking about a bit of Jack in it last year. And I told my missus and she goes, you've never seen the Titanic? I'm like, no.
You haven't seen it?
Never seen it.
What?
And you sat there and you didn't say anything.
No. So I went and watched it.
That's outrageous.
That is outrageous.
So I went and watched it after the couple of jokes that you said that. I'm not really a movie person. I haven't watched... since
You're a
meeting my
sicko.
girlfriend...
You are a sicko.
Yeah, because you're a fucking sicko.
Since meeting my girlfriend, I realised I've not watched any movies.
What do you do all the time, bro?
I don't know.
So you haven't watched... What do you mean you haven't watched any
Like
movies?
every time she says...
What the hell
you
does
watched
that
this,
mean?
I've watched movies, but I thought I watched a normal amount of movies, but every time she brings up a movie, I've never watched it. Like that movie with Brad Pitt just then, I've never seen it.
You've never seen Troy?
Oh,
No.
my God.
Have you seen Toy Story?
Okay, I've seen Toy Story and all those ones when you're a kid.
What did you think of Titanic?
I loved it.
Of course he did. He's in the middle. He's in the honeymoon phase with him.
he's
So
loving it.
perfect
He's loving
time.
it. It's fucking well done.
I felt
mate.
like such an idiot when like I figured out that it's been 86 years, whatever the fuck it is. Meme was from Titanic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
You didn't know
It's
that.
been 86
That's crazy how this generation sees like the memes
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah.
And that was his connection.
But he didn't know. But he didn't know where it was from.
That's fucking crazy. He just
Isn't
saw it as an
that
old
wild?
lady going, it's been 86 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's yours?
Mate.
But obviously there's a shitload of movies I
Yeah, there's a
enjoy,
shitload.
right?
And as soon as you say one, you think of another one. Mine would be, I absolutely loved Gladiator.
I watch Gladiator a lot.
Same. I used to like literally fall asleep to that shit.
I reckon I've seen Gladiator. If I'm talking about movies I've seen the most
Yep.
of, it would be in my top 5.
Easy.
I would say.
Easy.
I've never watched Gladiator.
You've never watched? Where have you been?
What are you
What do you
doing?
do with all your time?
That's a classic.
That's disgraceful. I'm sorry.
That
that's
is
fucking
disgraceful. That is absolutely
That's fucking
that is
disgraceful.
fucking disgusting.
How have, like, Russell Crowe
I know.
owns your fucking team, dude.
I know.
That's another point.
Don't you watch it because of that?
Nah, I don't care about that connection at all.
Bro, go and watch it. It's one of the greatest movies ever fucking made.
I'm not like anti-watching it. I've just
Sounds
never
like
got
you're
around to
anti
it.
Sounds like you're anti-movies.
Sounds like you're anti-movies, bruh.
What movie hurt you? Did you watch one when you were younger and you were like, oh, I'm fucking feeling
I didn't like Chicken Run when I was a kid,
Great movie.
but that's about it.
Chicken Run, the creators of Wallace and Gromit.
Really?
Shout out to Wallace and Gromit.
Shout out
You know,
to
like
Wallace
that,
and Gromit.
like plasticine
Claymation.
claymation.
Yeah.
Chicken Run was a fucking good movie. I'd watch that again. I'll watch it.
Chicken Run is a great movie. That is a great movie. I actually liked another movie. It's a bit obscure, but I don't know why. I really, really liked it. It's The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford.
I've seen that, but I saw it a long. It's
Yeah.
it's heaps long, isn't it?
Yeah, it's heaps long.
Brad
but
Pitt's in
I
it?
don't know. Yeah, Brad Pitt's.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was something about it that I really, really enjoyed. Really enjoyed. I liked Ex Machina. That's one of my better
Ex
movies.
Machina's good.
Far out. That's a great movie.
Ex Machina's.
Oh,
It's great,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
At the end, I was like, oh.
yeah. Don't. Well,
I code that. That's all I can
yeah,
say.
Yeah, it's all we say. At the end, you'll be like, oh.
Yeah, you will be.
And then you'll be like, oh, that's what Eddie did.
yeah. You'll be saying it, going, "Fuck, Eddie said that."
Fucking now I get it. Now I get why I did it.
I get what he did.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings.
Crazy Stupid Love, great movies. Lord of the Rings, fucking love. I watched
That's
them again
it.
recently.
So did I.
I
with
went
Mrs.
back. I was
Extended?
You know, when I watched it when I had COVID, I'm like, I'm going back to the extended.
Oh, you went
baby.
deep.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking oh.
100%.
How long did it take you to get through the extended? All 3?
3 days.
Oh, fuck. That's good. That's
Because I was
good.
like, I just one a day. I just did one a day.
Yeah.
I love them.
Mate, if you don't fucking cry when...
Oh, at the end,
If you
when
don't-
they go, you kneel for no one. If you don't kneel, then you're a sick fuck.
Yeah, you're a
There,
dog.
I said it.
You're Sauron.
You're a dog.
You're like,
sorry.
seriously.
You're pathetic.
You are pathetic. Like, when also when Sam realizes Frodo's going,
Oh,
That fucked me up.
At the
Because
harbour.
they're boys, bro.
At the harbour?
That's your fucking boy, bro.
Dude, it's one of the great adventures. Like, it's the greatest adventure.
Literally.
It's the greatest adventure.
It started all adventures.
Mate, it's fucking genius. It's brilliant.
Yep.
It's absolutely brilliant. I will admit something, Danny, if I can.
Yeah.
Because I don't lie to the punter on the
Safe
jibber.
space here.
I, growing up, watched Titanic so often that I could quote the whole movie, basically.
No way.
I swear to God. Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Could you still do it?
It's patchier now.
You know what I
it's
will-
patchier, but I can...
If you could refresh you a little bit.
I could get close-ish.
You know, it all makes a lot of sense because when you were like calling back really like characters that are like deep in the fucking script that aren't even real fucking characters, you have to like research the movie.
Yeah.
You don't even hear their name in the movie.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, he's either got the best fucking memory I've ever seen or this guy is obsessed with this movie.
Yeah.
Because like you were like, oh, you're fucking Tim, the violin player. And I was like, Tim, the violin player, he's fucking not even in the movie. He's just in the script.
Yeah. That's just, it is what it is,
Yeah,
bro.
good. What else did I watch a lot of growing up? Oh, fuck. Oh, the Harry Potters were your classic.
Love
Classic
the Harry Potters. If you want to chill the fuck out,
Oh, yep.
right? You just want to chill out and forget all your worries. Whack Harry Potter on.
It'll take you away.
Take you away, dude.
Way away, dude.
It'll take you to Hogwarts. Then you're
Absolutely.
not here anymore, and you don't have to worry about a goddamn thing.
Yep, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. But welcome to another episode of Bloke in a Bar. We're a sports podcast, but sometimes we like to get deep in movie reviews.
Well, sometimes. Sometimes we do.
Huge announcement last night. Bloke middies out now.
Yeah,
How
good.
good. Just an easy drinking midi, similar to the lager. One standard drink, really, really crisp, easy, perfect for watching the footy because you don't have to worry about drinking too much. It's one standard drink. You know exactly what you're drinking. And it's a beautiful beer, easy drinking. If you go to Liquor Legends, their website, and you see all the stockists they have in New South Wales, Queensland, ACT, we are stocked in all of their stockists across New South Wales, ACT, and and Queensland. The mid-strength is stocked exclusively at Liquor Legends. And this, by the end of this week, it will be in every single one of those Liquor Legends stores. So all you do is you go there, at the top, you'll be able to put in your postcode or wherever you live, it'll show you the closest stockist under the Liquor Legends banner, and that will stock Bloke in a Bar midi this week exclusively. So make sure to grab a case. Also, we've got these on the website now. New coolers, new stubby coolers, the new colours as well. Hot as anything. And the normal bloke, that is in every single celebrations, Bottle-O, Porter's Liquor, IJ Plus Liquor in New South Wales and ACT. So the normal bloke is in every single celebrations, Bottle-O, Porter's Liquor, IJ Plus Liquor in New South Wales, ACT. And it's also in every single celebrations superstores in Queensland. We have a store locator. We're nationwide on our website, blokeinthebar.com. Go there, check the closest store to you. Also, game one is tomorrow night, baby.
Ooh, baby.
Let's go, baby. Look at the jersey. Look at the shirt.
It'll be tonight when this gets posted.
Oh, yeah, it'll be tonight. This is recorded daily. We will be there for a show live from 5 till 7 p.m. roughly. The first hour will be Gurino and Timmy. The second hour will be the Great Hello Sport and myself.
Bringing it home, baby.
Bringing it home and then just easing you in to the greatest time in any bloke and Sheila's calendar in Australia, and that is Origin time. So make sure to get down to Locker Room Hotel. We'll be serving bloke midi, so you'll be able to try that. We'll have maybe some exclusive merch that you can't get yet, maybe not. That'll be there. We'll have plenty of stuff. So the Locker Room Hotel, be there early. Doors open at 4. I would get there early because DY Hotel, the last time we did, that was packed to the brim.
It was jammed early.
So if this is just outside the stadium, this will be chockers. So get there early. Make sure to get your seat. It's going to be a fantastic night. But, mate, huge news dropping. Nathan Brown. The Warriors have confirmed. Gone. What's doing there?
Well, what is doing there? Because I want to get to the bottom of this, Denon. I fucking read something this morning that said that he didn't want to go to New Zealand long term. I'm like, what the fuck? Who takes the New Zealand job and goes, yeah, New Zealand's not really for me? He hasn't even gone there yet.
Yes, I know.
It's still at Redcliffe. What am I missing? Am I missing something?
I'm missing something too, because...
Is that even true?
Well, that's the reports. The reports are that on personal reasons, he can't see himself moving to New Zealand. I mean, maybe it's not true, but it's a very bizarre thing to not be true. And also, like, wouldn't he come out and say that's not true?
Yeah.
No, it's confirmed. So the statement from the CEO is Nathan has told us he's made a personal decision that for family reasons he won't be able to relocate to New Zealand as originally planned for the long term.
That's crazy. So, and look, apologies to Nathan if something has changed in your life.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean,
all respect.
Something may have.
Yeah. So all respect. But if something hasn't changed, wow, it's tough, man. That's tough.
Tough on New Zealand, right?
Bloody oath. That club has sacrificed, I mean, mountains to get to where they are right now, and they're struggling, obviously. But then for the coach to be like, look, I can't come back.
I tell you what, they had Toddy Payton as interim, who's now on one of the great rip and tears up in fucking North Queensland. A lot of really intelligent rugby league analysts, myself included,
yes.
had the Cowboys dead last this year. Toddy's gone, fuck the lot of ya. I'd prove you all wrong. The fact that New Zealand Warriors now losing Nathan Brown because he doesn't want to go to New Zealand long term, family reasons, yes or no, who knows? And then Toddy Payton, who they had, now ripping. It's like, fucking, can we catch a break? Phil Good was there, and then he fucks off, then he's gone to the Dogs.
Mate.
It would be annoying.
Battle stations at the moment there.
I've heard Stacey Jones coming in.
Well, I think it's confirmed as well. Stacey Jones will take over. I feel bad for Stacey because it's like, bruh, talk about getting a hospital pass.
That's a hospital pass, but if anyone could catch one, it's Stacey.
That's a fucking
Do you
great
know what
point.
I mean? Like, because whoever goes in after this, whoever goes in now is getting a hospital ball.
Yes, that's true.
Doesn't matter who it is.
And you don't want Butterfingers with that shit.
You don't want Butterfingers. Stacey, the greatest warrior of all time.
Yes.
You want him catching that seed, I think, putting a left foot step on, getting out of trouble, off he goes. Because they were bad on the weekend.
You want people to say you can't rush up on Stacey because that's what it'll do to you.
Exactly.
That's what you want. Every time.
Bang, off the left, little pivot, spin, away he goes, grab it to himself, try time. That's what Stacey can do.
He can do that. But this ball he might be getting hit before the ball arrives.
It might be an early hit.
Yeah, maybe.
And it might be high.
It might be
like
high.
really high. Might be a swinging arm.
Might be
it might be off the ball swinging arm, in which case
he may be knocked out before the ball arrives. Yeah. He'll be knocked out and the ball will just go boom, on his head as he's on the ground.
Well, it'll go over his limp body. We don't want that to happen, obviously, but...
And there'll be like some assistant coach that catches it. Like the fitness coach catches it. Now he's the coach of New Zealand Warriors.
Yeah.
And he's going, fuck me, what do I do?
He graduated like a week ago.
He's the intern. He's
the intern, He's been applying Band-Aids to people's fucking feet, and now he's the fucking
He's literally
coach.
he's still in uni. This is just part of his assignment to get...
Yeah, it's work
credit.
experience. He has to, for one of the subjects, he has to do like 10 hours a week.
And now he's
Band-Aids on blisters.
And now he's a coach of the Warriors. Going, fuck me. Stacey Jones has fucking been knocked out. No one else is here.
Everyone's going, nah, not catching it. He just looks up. Oh, fuck.
Shit, it's just me. Could you imagine you look up in the coach's box and it's literally like a 18-year-old kid?
Yeah.
Just going on the radio going, fuck, I don't know, fuck, just have a crack.
Yeah. Some 12-year-old on literally going to school with dad or some shit.
But the one thing he did agree to, he said he would go and live in New Zealand. The Warriors said, look, we'll pay you $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
Will you move to New Zealand? He said, you know what?
Well, I'm from New Zealand, so that's fine.
And $50,000, that's a bargain. I live at home still. I'm 18.
That's just fine. That's just fine. Very interesting turn of events and fucking awful timing for the Warriors who were humped into the earth on the weekend in one of the best performances of the season by Manly and one of the worst I've seen in a long time from New Zealand. I hate it is what it is. It was bad.
It feels like the Warriors are in probably the worst spot they've been in many a year. Many a year. Probably since...
Worst I can remember.
Yeah.
Almost.
Because you got 2011, they make the grand final. Then after that, they had some okay years, hovered around the 8, around 13.
They hovered, I think.
Always hovered there, yeah. Always were at the end of the year, you're always like, oh, Warriors can mathematically make it. They were always that kind of team. Whereas now, what do they sit in 13th? And it's not looking like it's getting better any soon. They literally lost Matt Lodge as well, the coach.
Well, what the fuck's going on with the Matt Lodge thing? I haven't heard an example. I haven't heard anyone give me a reason why he was let go mid-season.
And paid for his player option the following season.
I'd be like, you're playing, bro.
Crazy.
You're playing.
Because
now what's he doing? He's just got his feet up.
He's literally playing local union, getting paid like hundreds of thousands of dollars. He's still, so for the rest, I think he still had like $350K left of his contract. He's halfway through the year.
What's doing there?
I don't know. It's something
I'm
really
surprised
bizarre.
the journos haven't dug something up.
You know what it is? I reckon some of them may know, but like you can't.
Oh, they don't. Yeah, right.
Can't really do it unless you've got full evidence and multiple sources. Otherwise, it could be fucking considered, not good.
The Warriors have come 8th to 13th for the last 9 years in a row.
8th to 13th.
Anywhere between 8th and 13th.
Yep.
For the last 9 years.
And what are they sitting now?
Third last. I'm pretty sure. I'll check.
Down to 14th. Not a good sign.
They're 14th now. Yeah.
So they've slipped out of their bubble. They've slipped out of their bubble.
Oh no.
That's not good.
And the problem is like it's not like there's a bunch of troops coming back. Yes, they get Curran. Yes, they get Adam Fanua-Blake, but Jesus.
Corey Parker went hard in the paint on the weekend.
Closet does go pretty hard.
Over to Sean Johnson.
He was going really hard. I was a bit surprised with that though. They were like giving Sean Johnson saying like he needs to do this, and I get that. He's paid a lot. But then I looked at like the stats and it was like Sean Johnson actually had more involvement than the other half, and the other half had missed like 10 tackles. And I was like, it's a bit unfair to like say he's the main guy when
that's how it was coming across in the call.
Yeah.
Needs to do more,
look, he does need to do more. He does need to do more, but they were pretty aggressive. They were pretty aggressive on that. But in saying that, you know what? If you're the big dog, that's what you got to live with.
Well, like as Joey said, the win and loss, the result always falls on the seventh shoulders, right?
For sure.
And if you're the big dog on the big coin...
I wonder if he's on big coin going back
Well,
there.
is he on bigger coin than...
The other half? Yeah, probably.
Who's the other half? Tavita?
Well, Harris Tavita, who had a red-hot crack, don't get me wrong, but his defence, he did miss quite a few tackles. That's not having a crack. That's literally just the stats. Look, that's what I mean. When you see their lead player massively struggling as well because he's missing his family that are back in New Zealand. So you see him being down and out. Then you see the coach, personal reasons, saying can't go back to New Zealand. Like the vibe there must just be off. You know what I mean? There must be something.
It must be off. And they've been away from home for a long fucking time now, which
mate.
I don't think's talked about. It doesn't seem to be talked about that often.
Like I feel like initially it was, but now we've just...
100% it was. It was initially it was like, oh, what a great lift, what a tremendous lift. And now it's sort of like, it's not brought up as a potential reason as to why they're going the way they're going.
Absolutely. And
I also can't work out why they haven't gone home earlier.
Well, I think it's because it would
the
cost.
go?
I think it's because like once you set these systems up, it would cost probably more to go back to New Zealand and reset everything up. Maybe could be wrong.
Yeah, it's a combination of things. Like they obviously have to plan everything around broadcasts, around like facilities, everything. And like when the borders just opened, they couldn't just say, "Oh, we're going back next week." So that's the earliest they could do once the borders opened.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Planning. Got to plan for these
planning.
things.
So the year, the Fox and that, they would have to plan as well.
Yeah.
They'd have budgets and, flights booked. So that's fair. But I just feel sorry for those boys. Like, think about it. They'd be stinging. And yeah, I'm sure a lot of them have got their immediate family around them. But I'm sure most of them don't have their mums or dads near them. Don't have their cousins. Probably their brothers and sisters wouldn't be there. And that may sound like not a big deal. But even when I was in New Zealand just for a year, and it was a great place, and I loved the city of Auckland, you do miss being able to like just drive around to your mum or dad's house and just sit, because there is nothing better. And I feel like as you get older, you appreciate it more. You don't feel more comfortable anywhere else in the world other than in your parents' lounge room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
It's literally the most comfortable. You have no worry about anything.
No, you're very, very comfortable in there. You sit down, you know the lay of the land.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what'll be in the cupboard. You know what'll be in the fridge.
You helped create the lay of the land.
You did. You were raised in the lay of the land. So
Yeah.
you fucking know it, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like back to front. And there's always goodies. There's always treats. You waited on hand and foot. And I lean into that heavily. And it's not really my style being waited on hand and foot, like in my day-to-day life.
Absolutely.
But when I go home, baby, you best believe the feet are up.
Oh, and the mum, she like enjoys taking care of you.
Loves it.
Like you're almost like fending it off.
Especially
like,
at boys. Especially at boys.
Yeah, like no, it's fine, mum. She's like, no. Let me cook you something. This. And you're like,
are you hungry?
Yeah.
You want me to make you something?
And
am
like,
I hungry? Yeah.
I'm so used to being like at home. I'm so used to being like, oh no, it's okay. Like I'll do it. And then because the missus got her own thing going on, whereas the mum will like be like, no, let me make you something. Like I 100% want to do that.
And not just that, you'll get there, they'll cook for you, and then you'll take home 4 nights of leftovers.
Yes, that is true. They are. Honestly, the family lounge room, one of the sacred spaces.
Sacred. Like I can say to mum, I feel like some cornflake cookies, which is like her fucking family recipe. It's a specialty.
Yeah, and I've seen you go to your YouTube.
It's or
Instagram.
Instagram. It's on
go to
Instagram.
Instagram. You can see that it's a great cook.
And she'll just whip them up. Like when does that ever happen?
Yeah, so true.
Never happens like that.
Absolutely. And also, even though you do the recipe exactly the same, they just taste a little bit.
They're not as good.
They're not as
I'm
good.
telling you right now, they're not as good.
She's the queen of it.
She's the best in the business, literally. So that's what the Warriors are missing out on. They're missing out on nipping around to mum and dad's, putting the feet up and getting some cornflake cookies, if that's their vibe.
I honestly think that a few of them could nip around to the mum's place, dad's place, get some cookies, come back, win 13 plus next week.
Honestly,
really could work.
And Stacey's a savvy rugby league mind. He'd get that.
Oh, you reckon he's got the apron on?
I reckon he might be in the apron. I reckon Stacey knows what they need.
And so they
need some home cooked meals. They need some loving.
I feel that. They
haven't had a home cooked meal in 3 years.
Literally.
2.5 years.
And then some might say, but it's like a normal meal. But no, a home cooked meal, there's something in the air.
Well, it's made with love.
Exactly.
It's made with love, mate. And you can't just like, ooh, I forgot to add love. It's like, that's not how it works.
But you know one man that can add love to the Warriors?
Stacey Jones. Because he loves the club.
Because he fucking loves the club.
So he's putting love back in there, baby.
Yeah, okay. Mate, he's caught this hospital ball.
If he's not wearing an apron for the next month, I'm not here.
Yeah, absolutely. Matter of fact, first training session, he's like, boys, we're not going out there. Everyone, put your feet up.
Yeah.
I'm cooking cornflake cookies. Warriors come out, put a
clinic on.
I can see it.
Yeah.
You're thinking, you're an ideas man.
I am an
ideas man. Now, speaking of...
you can use that one, Stacey, because I got a soft spot for the Warriors and I got a soft spot for Stacey Jones. But he'd know that already.
Oh, he'd know that.
He'd know that.
Surely. The little general, fucking hell.
He knows.
Now, a few ideas floating around at the moment that Crichton will start over Wyden, and it seems to be growing noise as well as like buzz. And again, could be a bit of mayo, but I'm pretty sure Buzz claimed that they've seen Crichton training at left centre. Is that correct?
Yes, but of course he's training at left centre. Like he's going to come on and play left centre at some point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just
sorry.
adding to
my apologies. Yes, that's what he said. Yeah.
So anyway, he said he's seen him training there a lot. But so that's been growing, that yarn that he's going to replace it. But Damien Cook has come out and said on LRF 360, and the verbiage is very interesting. He said that to his knowledge, Wyden will start. So I thought that was a bit interesting that he would say, to my knowledge, Wyden will start, because that absolves you. In the future, if he doesn't start, you can be like, well, I don't fucking know.
Cook's a wily bastard,
He's
so
wily.
he would have been selective with his words. It may have even been not pre-planned, but as in like you might get asked this question, this is what you'll say.
Yep.
I don't know how in-depth they go with that sort of shit, but mate, I don't feel one way or the other about it. Wyden will do a job if he's on the field. Crichton will do a job if he's on the field. I always thought Wyden was probably better off the bench anyway, but I understand Crichton covers more positions potentially if there are injuries.
Yep.
Because you can shuffle Wyden and then Crichton can go to fullback, whatever.
Yep.
But interesting. It's just Freddie mind games, bruh.
He's got us all thinking.
It's just Freddie mind games. That's all it is.
Yeah, he's just pulling the strings.
30-game vet, mate. He knows what he's doing.
I tell you, what's good is if he has planned this to be the narrative for the whole week, he's won that battle. Because that's all we've been talking about. We haven't been talking about...
We haven't been talking about
Stags,
anything else.
Literally nothing else. We've just been talking about will Wyden or Crichton start when Freddie has openly just been like, no, Wyden's picked there. Like I can't keep telling you. But he knows that we would kick because he knows we're dribblers. Freddie knows we're dribblers. He can't help himself.
Like, they will dribble about something.
Yeah.
I want them dribbling about this.
Yes.
You know?
Look, I think it's a lot of carry on for not a big change.
Dude, it's so fucking dribbly, the carry on. This is the dribbliest shit.
Like what changes?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying. I don't really feel one way or the other. It's like, whatever.
Crichton comes on and Queensland goes, oh shit, fucking change sides, fucking change defenders. It's going to be normal. It's going to be normal.
Yeah, nothing changes.
So yeah, nothing changes. So, but look, we love dribble. We love yarn. I think I think Whiten starts. I don't think Freddie would go through all this carry on just to protect a debutant who's he's debuting anyway.
He's not debuting.
Exactly. So it's like, bro, he still has that pressure. It's like, fuck, same thing. But Tupou versus Coates. What do you reckon? Who do you reckon is going to win this battle, Eduardo?
Tupou, too much experience. Too much experience. Too big, too strong, too powerful. Been there before, done it. Won prams.
Too powerful.
Too powerful. See what I did there? Without even knowing it.
Oh, you're a natural. You're a natural.
It's in there, mate. You know what I mean? It's just in there.
Too powerful.
But obviously, I'm fucking biased. I am biased as all get out, and I'm upfront about that at least.
Look, you've got to be upfront about your bias because otherwise you're a wool puller.
And I'm not a puller of wool.
You don't pull wool.
It's not my style.
Look, you can if you wanted to.
I could.
Yeah.
Not my thing.
Not your thing.
Not my thing. Xavier Coates, I think he gets overawed.
Overawed?
Oh, I think so.
Wow.
I think him and Cobbo shit the bed.
Wow. Cobbo as well?
Yeah.
The young thrower? No, don't tell me. When you saw that photo of Cobbo in the Queensland jersey, it got a little bit of fear, be honest.
He looks good.
He looks like he belongs there, correct?
Yeah, he does. He does. It's just, he's got that aura about him, you know.
What about that picture with Inglis? Come on, that was a bit scary.
Yeah, it was frightening.
I can't believe he's as tall as him.
Dude, he's huge.
Fuck. What a throbber.
And English is fucking massive. So
he's a big fucking boy.
Look, he looks good in the maroon. No doubt about that. He's just got that. He feels like he's an Origin player. You know, he's got that. He's got that feeling almost.
You can just like imagine him on the field doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how many NRL games has he played?
Like 10?
Not many.
Or 11 max, 12, about that.
So he's going to be a real handful for the next 10 years.
Yeah, full mouthful. He's going to be an Origin mouthful.
He's going to be an Origin mouthful for 10 years, and it is what it is.
You know who is going to be an Origin mouthful is Suwali. And I was thinking about this the other day, and look, maybe I'm thinking way too far into this, but do you think Freddie might be, picking Tupou in that wing position? A, because he's been playing good, absolutely. But B, that kind of opens up a path for Suwali over the next few years. Because if you keep Fox there, it's hard to go, I'm going to replace Fox with this rookie. Because if he goes and replaces Fox with Suwali, there would have been fucking riots in the street.
Mate, like honestly, there's a good chance of that. And if he starts to like build this narrative that we want a winger to be like a flyer, at least one of them, then Suwali's like a logical sort of in for that because the boy can fly.
Oh,
like unbelievably.
Yeah.
But Freddie's got an eye, and you've talked about it before, for young talent coming through. So he's obviously looks at Suwali, and a lot of like the layman, the dribbler, would be like, fuck, he's overrated as shit. Like when he got picked in the Origin side, I'm like, bro, come on.
Come on. You know it's for experience, bro.
For God's sake, he will be playing on the weekend. Like, just chill the fuck out.
It's fucking crazy.
But Freddie, obviously, to put him in that squad, was 18-man squad. He's obviously gone.
Oh, sorry, he's in the 22-man squad.
22-man squad. He's obviously gone, that kid's the future.
Yep.
Get him in now.
Yep.
Loves what he sees.
And what, Freddie was didn't he debut at 18, Freddie?
Mate, he was captain at 20.
So, like, I think he can see, he knows what is going to be the next, you know what I mean? Like
he knows, mate. He knows.
Absolutely. And what Freddie has done so fucking well. Everyone just looks at the last 3 or 4 years and goes, oh, how amazing is Freddie? All those boys in that team now, all those younger boys, Freddie, before that, for 5, maybe even 10 years, was a part of the Junior New South Wales Academy. Freddie has been literally planning this for a decade.
Exactly. But that's my point.
Yeah.
Like he's very experienced at identifying young throbbers and bringing them into the setup. Thus Suwali.
What about the battle over the next 10 years, Throbo versus Suwali?
Oh, mate.
Fuck me dead.
Oh, mate.
Because like not finally, apologies, because you've got Latrell and Tommy, but like for 2 generational talents to come through at the same time, very rare.
Mate, people forget just because like when Suwali was sort of having these contract negotiations with like Souths and Roosters and where will he go and what will he do, good judges were saying that he is arguably the most prodigious talent of all time.
Yes, good judges too.
Of all time,
and
mate.
Think of the throbbers.
And then when he's like, oh, he's only fucking playing in Norse and he's only playing, it's like, they're not saying that he's going to walk into NRL and just start dominating. They're saying, what's this kid's ceiling in the next 5 years, 10 years?
Yeah. Go and watch. Like I know he had
He's
a couple
only 9.
errors.
What is he? 18.
18. He was
Like,
17 when he
what are we
debuted.
doing? You know what I mean? And everyone wants him to be fucking Latrell Mitchell now.
Straight
right?
away.
It's just like, that's not how it works.
What can you just give us an insight into Freddie's involvement? You know, just how much he's planned this for like literally a decade.
So basically, when Laurie Daly took over as New South Wales coach, Freddie went for the job at the same time. And obviously, he wasn't ready for it, as he's pointed out in the past. And Laurie got the job, so he's like, all right, what can I do to like help New South Wales and help Laurie as much as I can? And he requested to take over the New South Wales under 16s and New South Wales under 18s and head up the new New South Wales Pathways program. It was officially called the Pathways program in 2015, but it was involved before that. That along with his motorbike ride, which is a different story.
It's incredible. The fact that he does that motorbike ride, helping, is it disadvantaged?
Youth off the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Crazy. And think, put into context, the coach of New South Wales is riding around on a motorbike, visiting country towns every year.
And that's the thing. He's not just like putting a post up or donating money. That's his time. Like he's going out and doing it, and he asks for like no praise in return.
Yeah.
So much respect for that. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, and then so he started the Pathways camp with New South Wales Ability, like people like Jamie Feeney, etc. And then they started a program, and like I think they'd get a big squad together in January of like anyone who's age 15 and up, and then they'd go to a summer camp in Narrabeen, and then because it used to be they just get together at Origin time, but then they do January, they do one in March, and then they progressively go all the way up to Origin. And then like it gets cut and stuff, but like that's just how it works. But it wouldn't just be like footy. It'd be like nutrition. It'd be sleep. It'd be absolutely everything, and just being a better person as well. So Freddie did that, and then I think
he was essentially the leader of doing that.
He was the head of the Pathways program, as well as the coach
of 16s
and 18s. When I was there, so I can't talk before 2015. I arrived in 2016, and I went on their camps from 2016 onwards. When Freddie was the coach, he didn't lose a single game. Not in the whole in 2016, 2017. He didn't lose a single game. I'm pretty sure he might have lost one game before that or something like that. I've just picked out a random game, 2016 under 18 side. The players he had in his team, Ryan Pappenhausen, Nick Kotrick, Zach Lomax, Sean O'Sullivan, Reece Robson, Cameron Murray, Tom Starling, Keon Kolomatangi, and Payne Haas.
What?
Fuck me. He's
So
a
he
genius.
fucking knows them all inside out.
He developed them pretty much.
It's pretty much.
Wow.
Kolomatangi been talked about already. You know what I mean?
And he was brought in last year as well. That's like Freddie deserves so much raps for that. And what I love, and you know he loves his state, is like he doesn't get the job. Most blokes be like, oh, kicking stones, rah rah, like I'm
fuck you,
this,
whatever.
That. He says, what can I do to help the state? Puts his ego aside. He doesn't even really have an ego because that's why it's so great. Goes, what can I do to help the state? He goes back into the trenches, just like basically molds the next generation, brings them in, gets the coaching role, takes that same generation and towers up.
And we haven't had as much success as we've had in the last 4 years in a long time.
And what's crazy is like you're literally missing what's incredible for New South Wales is you guys are missing your two out and out fucking throbbers. And it's still, New South Wales are considered favourites. That's how deep he's made that system.
Yeah.
In any other year, if New South Wales were missing like two of their out and out throbbers, you'd be going, I don't know how they're going to go this year.
Depth used to be a huge issue for us.
For sure.
And in some positions, we didn't have any depth at all. We didn't even have like fucking starting players, right? So I love hearing that shit. I love that. Freddie loves his state.
Oh.
He absolutely loves his state.
He should be like, is there some kind of like Order of Australia he can win for his state or some kind of like fucking award?
Well, you win the Freddie Fittler medal for best New South Wales player. So
there it is.
That's enough.
That's enough.
Well, it's something. It's a nod to his greatness.
Incredible. So, yeah, that's why they say in Freddie we trust. I'm surprised that New South Wales aren't going, look, let's just fucking lock this bloke up on a longer term deal.
Yeah, I don't want him going anywhere. I'm like, you just stay right where you are.
No, I mean New South Wales, saying lock him up. Like 5
years. But I don't want him to go fucking be a full-time coach. It's like, you're good at this, bro. You just chill where you are.
Yeah.
But in Freddie we trust. It's a saying for a reason, but I agree with you.
Yeah.
Put him on a 10-year deal.
I was having a discussion with my friends, and this question rocked me. If Freddie left today, who would you pick? There is literally no options. Like, no so genuine options.
That's such a good point.
Yeah,
He's almost the king of New South Wales. Like, that is a really good point, because who would you have in there? You've got obviously Freddie. You know, there may be some coaches that are just been let go that are New South Wales from it. Obviously, they're probably not going to get the job. You've got, what former players would you get in there?
Who's his assistant coaches now? Bedsy,
So
Joey.
Bedsy, who's general manager of Newcastle. He's got Brandy, who's tied up with Penrith.
Fitzgibbon was there last year as well.
Fitzgibbon was there. Paul
Sharks?
McGregor's there at the moment. Obviously Joey.
Joey'd never do
no
it.
way he'd do it.
Now keep Joey in.
Joey wouldn't do it.
Joey just wouldn't do it.
He wouldn't do it. No way.
Yeah.
Like
So-
he's a unicorn. You let Joey just
No, you
let him
don't.
free.
Joey's around in the background,
Yeah.
just roaming around,
One of the boys just in
polishing.
there. Yep.
Polishing, fixing, polishing, polishing. You don't want him front facing. No,
Yep.
no. He's not. You're right. He's almost too mythical.
Yeah, he's the Maverick. He's the Maverick. You know, you don't want him doing all the fucking button up stuff and carrying on. You want him in the depths of the magic.
Yeah.
In the fucking cauldron of magic.
A couple of years ago,
It's like
when,
you with Alfie Langer. He's just like
He's just there.
He's just
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, remember when Pearce came in for 2019 Game 3? So he came in late because Cleary got injured, and he walked into the door, and I had to grab him to like get a photo of him or something, and I had him for like 2 seconds, and Joey comes storming over. He's like, no, 1 sec. And he grabs Pearce, and all I see is him bring out a notebook, and there's just scribble everywhere. And he's like, all right, this, we're going to do 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 this. Like, he just ambushed him with this.
Fuck that. I
of
love that shit.
Yeah, so
Fucking
good.
goat, man. What a, like, before
Imagine coming in fucking nervous, knowing your history in Origin, knowing how it's all gone before. Here's your opportunity for like sweet redemption.
Yep.
Game 3, all on the line at home, and Joey comes over, and he's like, "Bruh,
Gets his big mitts.
this is the blueprint.
Got
bro.
it. We got it here.
This is it.
This is all you got to do.
Play this footy, and we'll win." And we did. When he
Mate.
fucking chanced his arm, threw the fucking ball out the back. Tommy
and
Turbo.
Mitch Pearce doesn't get
Ferguson.
enough respect for that play.
Mate, he's the one that chanced the arm.
Everyone that had been through what he's been through doesn't throw that pass.
Or maybe you do because it's like, I've got to change something.
Something, yeah. I've got to change the trajectory
Do you know what
of
I
my
mean?
thing.
Like,
mate,
I'm not old Pierce now. I'm new Pierce.
Yeah.
I've got to throw this seed.
Yeah.
Because people are like, oh, just play for extra time and shit. Fuck that.
No, he said fuck that. He
We're
said,
not
I'm
playing
going
for
out in a blaze
shit.
of glory
We're
here.
not playing for extra time.
That was one of the great redemption stories. I love seeing Piercy get his Origin
Wasn't that
series
great?
win. Oh, and look, some people are, you didn't play the first 2 games. Fuck it, fuck. Like, if any bloke deserved that, he was the whipping boy for Queensland having literally like 5 or 6 immortals in their side. You could have Petro Sivanasiva as one of the greatest front rowers of all time. You could have Billy Slater as the greatest fullback. Cameron Smith, definitely the greatest 9. You got Jonathan Thurston, you could say is one of the greatest, if not greatest. You know what I mean? Like, he had to face that shit.
Mate, if you want a decider in Origin, you've earned it. You don't have to have played every game in the series.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. So I loved that. I didn't love it because we fucking lost, but I was happy for Pierce because he deserved that. Fuck is
That was like
Poetic.
That was poetic, but it was also the first time in my life I can remember where we did what to Queensland,
Yes.
what Queensland always did to us.
Yep.
In the last breath.
Because we came rampaging. Remember that game? You
came
dominated us?
rampage, mate. It was home and hose, and I'm like, no,
Yep.
it's happening again.
And then Queensland, we just fucking out of nowhere. Josh
dude.
Maguire scores a fucking try. Papali'i scores a try.
he did. Cherry Evans was everywhere late in that game, and
Just picking you apart.
I would have fucking.
Could you imagine you lost that
I
game?
would have fucking exploded.
Oh
if we
my
lost that
God.
game, bro.
That would have been the series that got away. Because that.
I would have lost it. I would have absolutely lost it. Well, I tell you, the series that did get away was when we went up to Queensland and dominated, and then game 2 we're up half time. It's all over. 2017, and then we start going lateral as fuck, and it was just.
And then the great Smithy just fucking.
I was there in Sydney as well. The the energy that left the stadium as everyone realised what had happened was fucking.
I tell you what, I was working
Well, it was one more game, but everyone knew.
Yeah, you knew. Once that happened, you're fucked.
because
all
it was 1-0 to New South Wales for Feeder Clinic, and then 16-6 at half time. And I remember
16-6.
Yeah.
In
All
Origin.
over.
In Origin.
And I remember I had to, after the loss, because you can talk to this, Eddie. It was the most deflating Origin loss that I've seen anyway.
Dude, it was etch in there.
I had to.
And people looking around going, no, it's sweet. We're in the third.
Yeah.
No, we won't.
No, we won't.
And we
Anyway,
got pumped in the third game.
got pumped by Munster and Smith.
Oh yeah, Monster's debut.
And I, as my part of my job, I had to go down and interview a player.
Oh.
And I was like, fuck,
Oh
I do
my
not
God.
want to
Who would
do
you have
that.
asked for?
Jake Trbojevic, obviously.
Yeah, it's a good pick. Good
And
pick.
because
Smart
he's
pick.
so nice, he's not going to say no. And
Yeah.
like, he was just nearly in tears. He was just so cut up by it.
Mate.
It was tough.
Yeah. They all knew as well.
The thing,
They all knew.
the thing that I think we're starting to really appreciate with that core of like Slater and Smith and Cronk was like they could just find a way to win matches. Every fucking time.
And in that 2017, they were. Everyone was like, "Oh, you're done. It's all over.
Yeah.
You can't win.
Too old, fucking this,
Too
that.
old.
Yeah.
Too fucking over the hill." And they're like, "Fuck the lot of ya."
Yeah.
I think they call that one of their famous, like their favorite Origin wins.
Yeah, that was the one that Thurston kicked from the sideline after
With a
Gago
fucking
scored.
bung shoulder.
Bung shoulder, yeah.
Fuck.
Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
boys.
I've been listening to Stories of Origin, the podcast
Is it good?
series. I've started the first two.
So it
It's-
deserves a one spot.
dude, it's fucking good.
Okay, I'll give it a crack.
It's not
Have you
one-
listened to it?
It's not one anymore, just quietly.
Yeah, just quietly. It's not one.
Well, but it was only number one because it was new.
new, yeah,
we
yeah.
know all this.
Yeah.
We don't have to
We
go
all-
over
we
it.
know it.
We don't have to go over it.
Look, there's top of the heap and then there's top of the heap.
There is, that's right. But it is fucking good. It's
Yeah.
first episode is Fatty and the King.
Yeah.
Really, like,
Fuck, how good's
really
that?
interesting. Like,
Yeah.
sort of like, because obviously the Origin's born in Queensland, essentially. 1980, the big fella. What's his name? Fucking
Fatty.
Artie.
Artie
Beetson. Artie Beetson. My apologies, Artie. And so like they talk to that, and then they talk about the King and Fatty and all this shit, and like all that Queensland spirit shit's so good. And then the second episode is Joey and Cameron Smith talking about their
fucking
careers.
way.
It's fucking good shit.
Smithy and Joey,
Yeah.
like, talking to each other.
Talking in the same room, talking to each
Fuck.
other, talking about each other,
That's
talking.
hectic.
It's fucking good stuff. And like Joey, because he came up in the 90s, he talks about those old Origin camps. Like
Yeah.
they would just get on the piss.
Yeah. Yeah.
All fucking day.
Mate.
Like go down to the Coogee Pab and just murder piss, and they come back the next day and apparently Phil Gould would be like, "Do you all love each other yet?" The senior players would be like, "Nah, not yet." And he's like, "Get back down to the pub."
Mate, I don't care how much science and technology we have. Nothing brings a crew together more than having a few drinks together.
Nothing.
Literally nothing.
That's bonding, mate.
Yeah, and you find out who the dickhead is and who's the good bloke, who's the quiet bloke that opens up a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's a bit of a larrikin. Whereas, like, yeah, before that, it's just so hard to break those walls. You know,
Mate, it's so good. And then he was like, "Yeah, we used to train in the morning, and then when Tommy Rodonicus was coach, they train in the morning. Then the afternoon they get on the piss. And they just talk about fighting."
Fucking hell. Fuck. Different time, eh? Way different time. Because even Fletch, did you see the SEN clip where Fletch was like, I went and interviewed all the players today. It was after the first night in camp. And he was like, and I was disgusted. And it leads into it. He's like, I was disgusted because every single player there, no one had red eyes. No one smelled of piss. Everyone looked fresh as anything. Not a hair out of place. And he's like, back in my day, you would be getting flogged if you weren't rocking up, fucking shanked the next day. Just a different time.
It's changed, mate.
Crazy.
It's crazy how it's changed.
The recovery, the damage you're doing to your body by drinking after like training and that, like to the excess that they do, not just like one or two, like to the excess that the boys get on it. It just takes too long to recover, and you miss too much training at a high. Like, let's say normally you're training at a 9 out of 10. Your body is good, you're training good. Whereas you're coming in, you belt yourself on Monday. You're not up at a 9 out of 10 training till probably Thursday or Friday. So you've just missed 3 days of high quality training.
But I like that they didn't see it that way.
Yeah, I know.
They were like, that's not important.
Yeah.
Getting on the piss is. You know what I mean? Like they didn't. They used to go on pub crawls and shit in Origin camp.
And their Origin players.
like middle of the week, Origin, like
Fucking hell.
unbelievable.
And
It's just so different. I can't
yeah.
get over how different it is.
Yeah, and like nowadays, they just couldn't. They'd be getting filmed constantly. Like,
Could you
constant.
imagine if the boys,
Went on a
like
pub
fucking
crawl
3
midweek?
days into a fucking Orange camp, were on a pub crawl, 21 beers, and like Joe's talking about players being 21 under, 21 beers by the fourth pub.
Well, you remember a couple of years ago, Ferguson and Dugan were having like the most innocent beer at the Lennox Head Hotel
smashed.
4 days before the game. One beer, and they got absolutely smashed for it. Crazy.
It's, mate.
Crazy. It's just a different time. Different time. Okay, so that started Tupou with Coates. Now we'll go To'o Cobbo.
Where's this going to go? Look, you got to go with experience. You know, Toto's been there, he's done that. He's won a premiership now, but Cobbo's a throbbo. So,
Oh, mate, is he a throbbo?
you know, I'm very fucking interested to see how this goes. They're going to pepper the shit out of Cobbo with high balls.
Constant. It'll be
Nathan
constant.
Cleary is going to, the aerial assault that he gets is going to be brutal.
Yep.
They're going to pound him into the earth.
If
She's going to have to be up for it. If he drops one early, it's going to be a long night.
Can you bet on like penalties, like when a penalty will happen in the first? Is that a market you don't know?
I think I'd be very, very surprised because it invites the threat of might just lay on you here, and the old mate who's on you in the 6th minute. Like,
because I was going to say
it's a bit dodgy.
If you wanted to bet on there being an escort penalty, this game, I think there'll be at least like 2 or 3 because they'll be smacking Cobbo. And Queensland will just constantly be trying to escort people off. Mm-hmm. So I reckon there'll be at least 1 or 2 escort penalties from Queensland just trying to break up the...
Because they're going to pound him into the earth.
It's going to be a lot of... how much training do you reckon he's doing catching high balls? Just constant.
That'd be all he's doing.
Literally. He's not even part of the team runs. He's just catching high balls.
That'd be... And because Slater would know that. He's like, he'll go, mate, they're going to fucking pound you into the earth.
Yeah.
So that's what you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
Just catching high balls.
I think... Look, if Cobbo plays like electric like he does at club, far out, he could turn Origin on its head. But
he could, 100% could. But you got to.
The thing with
it's just different. It's a different game. You don't know what to expect.
Yeah. The good thing about To'o is he's giving you at least 180 to 200 metres.
Yeah.
Like you can almost guarantee he's going to give you at least 180 metres. And if your winger is giving you 180 to 200 metres, like that's a massive win.
Well, he's the PCM king.
He is the fucking PCM. And good PCM too. Not shit PCM.
Nah.
Where like they get hit and then it's like a slow, dun, 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 everything slows down. He's doing fast PCM.
No, it's the elite stuff.
Yeah.
It's the stuff you want.
I think that's something we found out over the last 12 months is not all PCMs are equal.
No, they're not.
Not all PCMs
No, they're not. No, they're not. If you just stand on your feet for 10 minutes before you finally go to the ground and get the slowest play the ball of all time,
the next bloke gets absolutely fucking
he
pounded.
gets absolutely mauled into the earth.
Thoughts on the Senate? So we've got Holmes and Gagai. Mm-hmm. You guys have obviously got Whiten and Staggs. Mm-hmm. Do you think this is an area where Queensland could potentially get the upper hand because of the experience?
Potentially. Gagai's so experienced. It's like ridiculous how experienced he is. Obviously, when you're sending out your second and third and fourth string centres, you're going to be at a slight disadvantage, right? Like if we had Turbo and Latrell out there, mate, that side looks so different, so different. But because they're on debut, you don't know what to expect.
Yeah,
but you can tell straight away, I reckon, with Origin.
Like the first few runs?
Like the first few runs, you can tell what they're about.
Yeah, whether they're getting overawed or whether they're fucking
If it's too quick or if they're off the pace or if they're fucking all about that yarn.
Yep.
We'll have to wait and see. Gagai, he's so fucking experienced. How many Origin games has he played now?
Okay, so he's played 19 games, and to put this all in perspective...
I would have thought more than that.
It's a lot of games, man.
It is, but you know what I mean?
He scored 11 Origin tries, and New South Wales' entire team scored 15.
Oh,
so his entire team has scored 15?
From 1 to 17, New South Wales Origin tries ever, like in the team now, they've scored 15 altogether. Like T's got 7, To's got 2. Gagai's got 11 by himself.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of experience right there.
It's almost like, it's not even, I mean, it would be a big game to Gagai, but it's almost like, business as usual, really, because he's been there.
Who's Gagai marking? Is it White?
So he'll be on the right, so he'll be Whiten, yeah.
And he has marked Whiten a couple of years ago, and he probably got the upper hand a couple of years ago on Whiten. So I actually think with all this noise around Whiten, I actually think he's going to play a decent game. I think like he's going to relish the kind of noise around him. Can he play centre? Can he not play centre? Because he suits Origin. He does suit Origin. You cannot deny that. He's super aggressive.
And he's played well before in Origin.
So yeah, really interesting. What about the wide running forwards? You've got obviously Kafusi and Capewell, and then you've got Sims, Murray. Who you got there?
Sims and Murray. Sims and Murray, I think. Murray, the balls, the speed of play the ball that he gets is fucking so elite.
Yep.
And Tariq Sims,
Origin Tariq?
Bro, Origin Tariq is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
He was so good last year.
Yep.
If he can bring that again, baby.
Yep.
Look out. That's what it's all about.
And the Storm don't sign blokes that aren't about it. He gets signed by the Storm. Clearly there's something about him that works.
I tell you what, that's a great signing by them.
He's
That
going to
is
go
a-
down there and kill it.
Absolutely
Yeah.
fucking kill it. And I wouldn't be surprised if Craig watched that Origin series last year and goes, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's something about this kid that's not getting done at club.
Yeah.
But we can get it done at
We can
Storm.
get it done here. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I can see it. I can spot it. Get him down here. Get him frothing. Obviously, Murray and Sims.
Imagine Sims's last couple of years of his career. He goes from like essentially his whole career like struggling to play finals into the Storm. Imagine how much he's going to love his footy
Oh my God,
because
dude.
you're just winning all the time.
He's going to fucking love it.
Yeah.
He's going to absolutely love it. It's just going to suit him down to the ground, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely down to the ground. How old is he now?
30, I think.
32 maybe.
Oh, 32. Wow. It's a bit older.
Back end, that's all right. Plenty of experience.
Yeah. You know what? It is funny how
Yeah, 32.
32 players like back in the day. If you're 32, you're Dunskies. Whereas now
Not
it's like
anymore, bro.
you're hitting your prime.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, because they look after themselves.
Yeah, they
It's
get-
probably about not
Get
getting
on
on
the
the piss all the time. You know what I mean? They had to wrap it up at 30 because they were absolutely fucked. Bodies are giving up.
What I will say though is, I just think Stags, he could be in for one of the great knocks. I don't think he's being talked about enough. This guy is, as we know, a Narbra of Narbra fame. Like he is the Narbra of all Narbras, essentially. Outside of Greg Inglis, obviously, he's the
Obviously.
ultimate Narbra.
Well, Greg's retired.
Yeah.
So.
The current Narbra king
Yep.
is Katoni Staggs.
That's right.
And it's not getting talked about enough.
Look, maybe because part of us we don't want to jinx it. We just want him to go out there and just fucking grab someone's face and just bury it in the ground and score a famous Origin try. I would love that.
Could you
Just
imagine
like-
if he did that? New South Wales,
Fuck off.
the fucking stadium will explode.
Oh!
If he just goes,
Bruh,
fucking
if we get an
balls,
Origin Narbra, oh baby, look
the
out.
stadium will literally explode.
Because the roof will pop off.
Fucking, oh mate, the blokes are just every dribbler in the stadium will be
Dude,
like,
and it'll get played everywhere, and that's all anyone will want to do is
Yep.
just put Narbras on, and it'll just be, the state will be alive with Narbra fever if he can get a couple off. If he can get a couple off.
I feel like we didn't appreciate Inglis's Narbras as
Dude,
much
that
as
was
we
so
should.
brutal, bro.
That was so
That was so brutal.
in Origin 2, and he would just go, I'm going to do something. Boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom,
boom, boom, boom, boom. Who wants it? Who wants it?
Like blokes were like lining up
Who
to get
wants it?
Narbra.
Oh, I know.
That one where he's like jumping over people, fending across his body against high quality players as well. You're just going, how?
Made me sick.
How?
But you're watching awe.
Yeah.
And you can't help but love him. You can't help but love Greg. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Greg. And
The GI.
he caused a lot of pain at the state, and you can't help it. You can't help but love him. It's just come to my mind, in that Origin fucking thing I've been listening to, when Joey comes back and dominates game 2, 2005, he had played 3 games in 18 months. 3.
3 games in 18 months.
Yeah, 1 game that season.
It's the greatest performance of
one
all
game
time.
in that season.
That is absolutely fucking
Isn't that
wild.
fucking outrageous?
It's the greatest game of all time. No one will play a better game of footy, in my opinion.
But everyone's in agreement on that. But I didn't realise how underdone he was. And the only reason he was in the side was because Brett Kamali got replaced by Trent Barrett. And then Trent Barrett went down in training in Dubbo like 3 days before the game. So Ricky Stewart called Joe and goes, bruh, how you feeling? He's like, man, I'm ready to go. Because
And
Joey was
was he
like
ready to go?
openly cut about not getting picked earlier. They're like, you haven't played any footy. And he's like, how dare you cunts overlook me?
And he was right.
And he was right.
Ricky
Mate.
Stewart reckons that he's never seen a training session lift like he did when Joey came in for that first session in 2005 game 2.
Yeah,
He's
Minicello
never
said.
seen it. Oh, Minicello said it as well.
Yeah, Minicello
Yeah.
said that he walked into camp and the entire atmosphere changed. Like he said that it went from, a bit stressed or whatever to, oh yeah, we're going to fucking win.
You're going to win.
Like Joe, it just as soon as he walked in, it was just like, yep, we got this. That's greatness. And that game, it was just beautiful. Like honestly, it was the definition of champagne footy.
Yeah, it was.
Shit he
From
doing,
top to bottom.
Literally, fucking crazy. Greatest rugby league performance of all time. in my
There's
opinion.
no one knows about
Cameron
this.
Smith talks about it nicely.
There's a 30-minute doco, and it's just on YouTube. Just type in Andrew Johns 2005, and there's a 30-minute doco about it that Fox Sports made back then. It's a good watch.
I will watch. I've never
Yeah,
seen that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I'll check
often
that
go to
out.
YouTube to watch the game highlights, but I've never seen that pop up.
I'll put it in the description.
Thank you.
Yeah, mad.
That's good
and it's
stuff.
a doco at the time of him coming back and then playing and everything.
Yeah, like you can tell that it was made then because like it's
grainy and shit.
Yeah,
Fucking
but
1080 by 1080.
yeah, but it's good. It's good.
That's what we like, though.
Yeah, it gives you a feeling of something.
It gets you a
real.
feeling.
Yeah,
It gives you a
feel
feeling.
It. You don't want it high def 4K.
Nah,
you want to feel
it's
a bit
too
of grain.
tangible. You want
Yeah.
it grainy and old school.
Grainy, something real about
100%.
that. Score prediction.
18-6, New South Wales.
Ooh, dominant win. So we're talking 13 plus here. Oh, 12 plus.
Maybe I'll need to add maybe I'll need to pump it up. 24-6. I need that 13.
Wow.
I need that 13 in there, bruh.
Holy shit. Matty, what was your score prediction yesterday?
I said a bit high scoring, 24-18 to the Blues.
Wow.
Generally not high scoring, though, the first games, are they?
Oh, it depends on the ground, I guess. Normally,
I
ANZ's pretty
think
low.
because the way both coaches have selected it may be high scoring because it's quite a fast. You know, Billy has gone very attack orientated, not very grindy.
What's the weather like tomorrow?
Clear skies.
Clear skies, but cold.
Cold as fuck.
Does that mean dew?
Probably.
Is that wetness? 8 o'clock, winter?
Probably, yeah. Probably, I'd say so. Yeah. And also, game one, Origin, locker room hotel, we'll be there. Dress warm. I don't want to look down in the crowd and see icicles. People dead.
We don't want shivering.
I don't want you to die at the show.
Nah, but shivering puts us off.
Yeah, don't shiver. Please don't shiver. If you
annoying.
get shivered, matter of fact, any shivering, you'll be kicked out.
Yeah. If you shiver, you're gone. You're done. And we're ripping up your Origin tickets, so you can't go to the game.
Because
so no shivering.
Any real, true, warm-blooded Origin fan doesn't shiver.
No, you wouldn't shiver. Not around Origin.
No.
Got to bring your A game, bro.
Seriously. So if I see anyone shivering in the crowd,
You're in big trouble.
Gonskis.
Huge trouble. Who you got, bro?
I had Queensland 24-22.
I just want to add in, who do you reckon will be man of the match?
Ooh.
Tedesco.
Nice.
Ooh, this is a tough one. Benny Hunt. Yeah. That's our secret weapon. No one's talking about Brucey. He's leading the Dally M.
Mate, I've been talking about him.
He's been going good.
Said the moment he I love that.
Yeah.
That's inspired stuff.
I love his career turnaround. I know I've spoken about it, but he's beautiful.
I like Ben Hunt.
Yes.
I do like Ben Hunt.
And he just fucking he could have easily said, you know what, fuck this. I'm going to Super League and getting out of this bullshit. And he just said, no.
You know what he's done? He's just put his head down and just ground.
Worked his dick off.
Because the amount of shit he was getting when he went to the Dragons,
Crazy.
and like, well, he's on $1 million a season, he's fucking shit, and they couldn't find a home for him. He was at 9 for a little bit, wasn't he? Then he's at 6 and 7. He was all over the map, and now he's just like, shut up, just let me do my thing, and I'll be fine. And now no one talks about him, which is like a good thing.
Yeah, Dragons fans love him, and why wouldn't you? Every week he's having a red hot crack.
He's more often than not their best player,
easily. So Brucey, Benny Hunt, my man of the match. Now, segment 3, Fox Sports Talking Points. Can we put a line through the Titans? Do you think they're Dunsco?
Yes, I do. It's just not their season.
It's not working.
It's just not working. Nothing's working. It's not working.
Not enough glitter, you reckon? Do you reckon they got away from the glitter?
Mate, but they play strip club footy. Like, they'll hop you up and they'll get you feeling things.
So true.
And then they'll blue ball you and bounce.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my
And say, that's not what we're here for. We're here for excitement.
Look, we're up 22 points to 6.
Yep.
We've worked you into a state here. And
we're hot, we're sexy.
We're hot.
But that's not our job.
Yeah, but our job's not to make you finish.
Exactly.
So,
see you later.
See you later.
Show some respect.
No touching.
No touching.
And then we're off.
We're hot as fuck. We're going to get you up and about. First 20 minutes, everyone's going, holy shit, Titans going to win a premiership.
Yeah.
Before you know it, that's actually not our job to win the game. It's our job to get you hot and bothered.
Yeah. Strip club footy.
It's strip club footy. That's a good point. So Titans need to get away from the strip club footy, do you think?
Well, they can't play strip club footy because no one ever finishes. You know what I mean? That would be my observation.
Your analysis?
Because they hop you up,
Yeah.
and then they never fucking get the job done.
Well, it's surface level stuff. We want deep love.
We want deep, passionate love.
Yeah, true.
I want to be held and cuddled and, whispered sweet nothings and make you feel all right.
They need to watch Titanic a few times to find out what real love is.
I think so.
Because they clearly don't know what real love is. It's all very surface level, very materialistic, physical. It's not real and deep.
It's lust, not love. You need love, not lust.
Exactly. Because lust can be fun, but is it going to change your life in a positive direction?
Lust is short term.
Yes.
It's not long term. And you need love to win long term.
And they're playing short-term footy at the
They
moment.
are very short term.
Like literally 20 minutes.
As in not even a whole game.
So throw out the strip club footy.
Yep.
It was good while it lasted.
Yep.
We all enjoyed it.
And I get it.
And appreciate it.
I get it. You're a Gold Coast side. You're playing what's in front of you. It's natural. It comes naturally. But it's not working.
Yeah.
Because you haven't won a comp. You haven't really done much of anything for a while. Did they make the 8 last year? But just they snuck him by the skin of their sacks. And had a pretty good game. Was it against?
Roosters.
Oh, the Roosters.
A couple of calls that had gone their way, they would have made it a step further. But that doesn't count for anything.
It doesn't mean anything because it's a long time between footy seasons.
Yeah.
And that was the thing of the past. They're going like a busted ass this year. Michael Pride on About Even, he just dick rides them every week. This is the week, and I'm like, you're just doing it now because it's like the path you've chosen.
Yeah.
They stink. No offense.
He dug his trench and he doesn't want to step out of it.
He doesn't want to step. He wants to stay in there until he gets a win. He goes, "See, I told you." It's like,
I hate those people.
It's like 11 losses on the trot.
Yeah, and then you'd be like, "See, I stayed true, stayed strong," and it's like, no, you stayed dumb, bro.
You stayed dumb, bro.
So maybe Titans lay off the strip club footy. Sometimes glitter. Glitter is fun, but it's annoying to get off later. It's
impossible to get off.
It's true. It is fucking impossible.
If you got covered in glitter, you're not getting it off for weeks, months.
You'll literally you do it at 18 years old. You'll be getting married, and the missus will be like, "You got glitter on your face. You've been cheating."
You'd be like, "Nah, this is like 18-year-old. First time I went to the strip club. I haven't been able to get it off."
Literally, and I didn't touch because there was no touching.
Seriously. And there was a lot of glitter on her, and then there's a lot of glitter on me.
I was a different man back then.
I was a different man. It was my 18th. My dad took me. But it's not real. It's not recent. It's not recent.
And if we have the trust we thought we had getting married, you've got to
Do you trust me or not?
Yeah.
You got to trust me that this glitter is 20 years old.
Not from last night. my box party.
Not from a bug. Wonder if anyone's tried to pull that off before. This is 10-year-old glitter.
You know what? If you love them, you got to trust them.
You got to trust them. You got to trust that glitter's 10 years old.
Yeah, got to trust it. Now, Kickout shows what Panthers will miss and what Bulldogs will gain. Now, Kickout he's been in some red hot form lately.
He's fucking so good.
And
was I on Kickout to score a try? Better believe it, baby.
I will say though, I actually do think Penrith will miss him substantially. Penrith will, go through and be fine without him. But I think that people may underestimate how much of their attack and line breaks come from Kickout being involved at some area, whether it's the line that was run, whether it's the run before or an offload.
He's a fucking presence, mate.
Oh, my God. Imagine having a mark up against him, just going,
fuck that.
So big and rangy and fucking, it would hurt to tackle.
Fuck, they're like him, Olakawatu off the weekend. You can build all that. Just no way. But Kickout is going to be a huge loss for them. Massive game for the Bulldogs.
Yep.
Massive game for them. He's such a presence on the edge, dude.
Yep. And when you need points, you can get it to him.
He scores a lot of tries.
Yeah, and he'll just somehow make something happen.
He fashions them.
So I think it'll be great. As long as they get this Kickout, this mature, really good Kickout that's great in D, great in attack. And also...
Is he, defense obviously not relevant here, but is he sort of... Is it the ball he's getting that allows him to be such a threat?
That's what I was going to say. The one thing the doggies have to make sure is he's getting the right kind of ball. Because otherwise it may be a Fafita situation, even though Fafita has done really well last year, where he's not getting the right ball, so he's not doing the things that he can do and he's capable of.
Exactly right.
I think Burton will know how to do that, though. I think Burton, although a ball running 6, he has played with Kickout before. I think he was his centre, wasn't he? Was he Burton centre or was he the other side?
Yeah, Burton was left centre.
Yep.
So Kickout was left as well. So yes.
Yeah, so he was with Kickout. So they've played together before, but that'll be the key is whether Burton can actually get him high quality ball, because then he's going to be a beast.
If he can, big. And do they have anyone in the wings? Penrith, anyone coming through the system?
They've signed Garner, haven't they?
Yeah, signed Luke Garner, but they don't have that. They've got Liam Martin, Garner, Sorensen, who's a beast off the bench. But they don't really have a one-to-one replacement. Obviously, you're never going to have a one-to-one replacement. But what I mean is a similar type player, a big, rangy guy that can offload.
Yeah.
So that will be interesting. I will say it may turn their attack into more traditional attack, because they'll have to rely on traditional physiques to get it done. They can't rely on Kikau being this genetic freak to be able to do things that no one else can do. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether the Panthers, how they fill that hole, and it'll be interesting to see if the Bulldogs can get the best out of Kikau with their passing to him. Dogs attacking woes exposed as they lose mentality exposed. I don't know why it says exposed twice. Dogs attacking woes exposed as losing mentality exposed. Oh, okay. Now I get it. There was no... what do you reckon's going on with the Dogs? Can they turn this shit around?
No.
Eddie?
No.
Give us some insight. What's going on there? The great minds can't work it out. We need you to get us out of this trouble.
Mate, I feel like they've just gone, fuck this. This is fucking shit. That's what I reckon it is, mate. You start the season, you're feeling fucking great. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
If I can insert myself into this.
Of course.
I think this is the only way that we can do this. So when I was at school, right, and we were rowing, before you verse anyone, you're training, right? And you fucking train your ass off. And we had this thing that sat underneath the boat and was supposed to register how quickly the boat was moving.
Yeah.
Give us some sort of insight into where we might be.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we're like, holy shit, like, if we fucking race with the speeds we've got here, we're going to fucking pump everyone. Like, we thought we were hot, dude. Like, all these training runs and shit we were doing, we were like, mate, we're pulling like height, like 601, 602 for 2Ks. That's fucking sharp for the start of the season. We're like, baby, we're good. We're fucking ready to rip and tear. This is the doggies, start of the season, training really well. Like, fucking oath, brah. Here we go. Race day. Get into the blocks. Everyone's ready. Everyone's pumped. Everyone's expecting a W.
Yeah.
A great, yeah. Literally 100 metres into the race, we start to lose touch. And the fucking, Cox was like, come on, boys, like, lift and shit. We're like, yes, we're going to lift. Or they'll come back. I think he was even saying, they'll come back to us. They'll come back to us.
Yeah,
but we know what speed we've got here.
Of course.
This is the doggies, just a loss here, quick loss. But it's all right. Everyone will come back. Everyone will come back. And then they're just getting further and further and further away. And we're like, what the fuck is going on here, cunt? Are we supposed to be great?
Yeah. We killed it in the off-season.
Killed it in the off-season, baby. We killed it. And then we came dead last. And we're like, oh my God, this is the doggies. And then we checked the system. It was like, it wasn't calibrated correctly. And then it was
and you're all going, yeah, we're fucking killing it. How good are we?
Dude, we'd already won the head of the river in our heads. And then race one, we got absolutely pumped. And then from there, it's about like, you're looking at each other's eyes and you're like, well, what do we do now?
Yeah.
And can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
It didn't matter how many team meetings we had. We knew that we weren't up to scratch. And that's it, you know? And that's all it is. Oh. And I think that's doggies. I think they're just going...
The calibration was a little bit off in the off-season.
Yeah, it was well off, clearly. And I think, you know, it doesn't matter how many team meetings they have. You know, they might jag a couple of wins here or there, but I think they're putting a line through the season.
Mate, it's, you know, it is actually a great example because every preseason I've been a part of, you think that we're boys. Yeah. We're fucking stronger. We're fitter. We're toweling each other up in off-season. And then you get to the start of the year and you get towelled up and you're like, and they're all sitting around in the change room going, I thought we were going to kill this year. Like, we are clearly not like they are way stronger, way faster, and they're just a better footy side.
Yeah.
So look, unfortunately, it's a perfect example because the Dogs, they recruited so well. Everyone was like, this is our year. We're going to get better at least. Yeah. A
lot of people talking about the top 8. A lot of people talking about the top 8. I was like, I think that might be a bit early, bro.
I honestly thought around 12th, you know, they'd land around the 12th.
No one saw them, 2 wins, 3 wins? Where are we
essentially the same as last year.
Yep.
Which is great.
Coach is gone.
Think about that. They essentially have the same winning record as last year. Maybe 1 or 2 games more, but I don't think so.
They've won 2 at this point this year, and it's round 13 last year they'd won 1.
So they've won one more game.
One more game.
And look at how much recruitment they've done.
Exactly. So
Far out.
I know how they feel.
Same. I've been there too. Trust me. Trust me. Many a sides where we've done the preseason, thought we would go to these recruits in, come out, get beaten, and go, oh shit. Look, Gus will turn around. Gus, he's done some rowing in his time. He's calibrated a few things.
No, he knows how to calibrate.
Yeah.
Whether or not he's road doesn't matter. He can calibrate. And he'll get it right. He'll get the calibration right. You get the calibration right next year. Kiko goes there. Reed Marnie goes there. Anyone else I'm missing? But, you know, they're two big ins for them. You've got to get the coach right.
Who do you reckon? Oh, man. I
You've got to get the coach right.
I just don't know who's going to be coach. It doesn't look like it's going to be Flanagan.
It doesn't. I was actually with the Doggies supporter on the weekend. He's like, we don't want him. And I'm like, why?
What?
Why don't you want him? Anyway,
What was his reasons?
Can't really remember.
Sounds like you listen.
I'd had a couple.
Sounds like you listen to your mates when they talk about their
Well, he
team.
wasn't a mate. He was just a dribbler.
Fair enough then.
He was just a dribbler.
Hey, actually, let's talk about, you went down to Melbourne. Walk us through the trip.
Good fun. Got down there Friday morning, went to the press conference, held in the world's smallest room. I'm like, what? Why is it in here?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. You couldn't hear anyone. The speaker or the mics were really only set up for so you could hear Michael Buffer at the start and then Warren Smith. Like, you couldn't even hear George or Devon at all. It was ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Ran into the cheese. He was ripping and tearing, enjoying his weekend off.
Yeah.
The big fella.
Oh, mate. He's the best.
He's the best. Next day, we went to the weigh-in, and I was like, we got there just as he'd missed weight.
Oh, really?
And I was like, bruh,
Hectic.
could you imagine if he missed weight permanently? Because all I could think of was Charles Oliveira, who missed weight in the UFC and never made it.
Yeah.
And I was like, surely not.
Yeah.
Obviously, he goes out the back, has a piss, shits at him, but it wasn't a good sign, I didn't think.
No, it's never good. So now he kind of claimed that it would maybe be intentional.
I'm telling you right now, there's no way it was intentional.
So you saw it when it happened and you seemed a bit surprised.
Yeah, and then we went back and we watched it again that night on main event, went back on KO and rewatched it, and he was surprised.
Really?
100%.
Wow.
100%.
The reason why I do think it probably wasn't intentional, it's like it was 0.3 or something.
Mate, the scales would have been wrong. He would have been like, they're sweet. Like the scales he was using, he would have thought it happened.
It's like to be off by that much, I can understand how you could accidentally be off by 0.3. Because his scales upstairs could have been off.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
then we get to Marvel. We get in there. It's fucking heaving, mate. Yeah. Greeks everywhere. Aussies, it's a big vibe. KO got us front and center, which was great.
Yeah.
A lot of nefarious gentlemen there.
Really? Boxing's a different vibe.
Just a real Aussie boxing crowd, which is good stuff.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
It's just
tread lightly and you're good.
You just tread lightly.
Yeah.
A lot of tats, a lot of big chains, fur coats.
Boxing is a different world.
That's why we always joked about wearing the fur coats. I'll give you the hot tip. The anxiety that I would have been internalizing.
You wouldn't have been able to enjoy the fight.
No way. I would have been looking around being like, do these guys think I'm taking the piss out of them? Because I don't want that. I don't want them to think that I'm taking the piss out of them because I sort of am, but I didn't, but only because of Denzel Washington wearing it in American Gangster. That was the only reason.
Yeah.
But now you get here and there's actual gangsters wearing them and you're like, no, fuck that.
And you're doing
fuck
it,
that.
They wouldn't get that you're doing it respectfully. They would think you're doing it as in you genuinely fuck you.
No. It wouldn't have been that.
Yeah, it's more just
it would have been a content giggle.
Yeah.
But they don't know that.
They don't know
because they don't know who I am.
And you can't say it's for the content. They'll go, what the fuck's content?
I know.
And they'll punch your head in.
What'd you say, cunt?
Content is fucking balls.
Film this, brah, balls.
So you rock up. And what was it like, Devin Haney, what was it? Did you get close to him and hear him kind of the way he was?
He's a soft-spoken, gentle soul.
Really?
Yeah. There's no cunt in him really at all. They barked at each other a couple of times, but he's just he was pretty fucking respectful, chilled, just a nice guy, right? He seemed to me.
Yep.
Cool, calm, collected. When he walked out, I was like, ooh, worked into DMX.
I was a bit worried as well.
I was like,
when DMX come on, that's fucking, I was like, I'm worried. DMX.
And it kept coming on as well. They looped it 3 times.
Because he wouldn't come out.
No,
what was everyone saying to each other? What
the fuck's this guy going on?
Yeah.
Just mind game shit. And then he finally came out and he was smiling and happy and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, not good.
He looks too fucking relaxed.
Yes. He's either getting dropped in the first round or he's about to towel the ball.
Or he's about to slickness a bloke up.
Yeah, and he was slick as anything.
He was fucking slick. Then George comes out. That was fever pitch. Comes out to Fitty. Everyone's frothing at the mouth.
Yeah.
That was good stuff. And then it's sort of when it becomes apparent that, this guy's fucking slick.
So slick.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's so slick. Slickness personified that it took a bit of the punch out. Like, the crowd had come in and out of it, But when Hayes comes in, bang, bang, and then out, and then when George tries to come in, he always just got pieced off.
Yeah.
It took the...
Took the
sting out of it.
Yeah, could you imagine if George was dominating, how hectic it would have been?
Or if they were like getting into... Like, because everyone there, I would say 95% of people there go for an old-fashioned slug.
Yes.
That's what they're there for.
Yeah. They're not there...
They want to see someone get bashed.
100%. Let's be real.
Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
That's what they want. They want haymakers. They want fucking big... flailing overhand rights at land. They want people drop. They want blood.
They want blood.
That's what the people want. This one was for the fucking purists.
Yeah, it was for the purists.
This was for the purists.
Because Haney had no intention of trying to knock anyone out. He had intention of winning a boxing match by outpointing his opponent.
He didn't give a fuck, mate. He was like, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to outbox him.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take all the belts and I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And
you can have your opinion on that, but fucking it worked for Floyd Mayweather for fucking 20 years.
Exactly.
So
and also, like, you know, it's boxing. That's part of the gig. Like, it's like saying you don't like wrestling in MMA. It's like, and it's part of MMA. Like,
but so me and Tommy were saying, sometimes people find the sweet science too sweet.
Yeah, too sweet. That's a good point. Sweet and sour sauce, but it's sweet and sweet.
Yeah, it's too sweet.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want a bit of sour in there.
Yeah.
And the sour is a bit of cunt, bit of bash.
Yeah.
Bit of smash.
And we know Georgie has a lot of sour in him. He loves to get amongst it.
He was trying to throw that sour stuff.
Yeah.
He was trying to throw that sour stuff. It just wasn't landing. And when he'd throw it, Haney wasn't there.
Yeah.
And so he'd end up like swinging wildly and like getting himself off balance.
Cambosis going, you want sweet and sour with your nuggets? And then Haney was like, I fucking hate sweet and sour.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, I only like sweet.
Yeah.
You know? And it just... Mate, at the end of the day, like he got comprehensively beaten.
Yeah, yeah. He
but Georgie had a fucking crack, baby. Like,
what an event to put on.
He puts on that event, 45,000 screaming punters and dribblers. It was a great spectacle. I enjoyed it thoroughly. He didn't get the chockies. He would have made a lot of money.
He gets a rematch as well.
He gets a rematch. Although fucking, I saw old as Methuselah, what's his name? Bob Arum. He's tweeting the other day, he's like, we want to tee up Lomachenko. And I'm like literally 2 days later, he's like, well, Lomachenko
As
next
in
and shit.
Cambosis or?
No, Bob Arum is Devin Haney's promoter.
One.
And he's like, mate.
They'll probably offer him step aside money. So they'll say to Cambosis, mate, we don't want the rematch. We don't think there's interest for it. We'll give you X amount of dollars for you to agree to not do the rematch.
Like Tyson Fury tried to give Wilder, but he's like, fuck off.
And so I think Cambosis will be like, nah.
He's not about the money. Yeah. He doesn't give a shit.
He wants to get that win back. He'll need to make pretty big adjustments, I think, to get the win. Haney is slick as anything. Haney's been boxing since he was 16. He was literally taken out, like professionally. He was taken out of school, homeschooled, and turned pro at 16. So he's basically like, even though he's 23 now, he's like as experienced as a 30-year-old boxer.
He's so fucking slick.
So slick. Was it in real life too? Was it even quicker?
Oh, mate, he's so quick.
That jab. Fuck.
He's so quick.
Yeah.
So quick in person. You can't see it.
Yeah, it just happens.
It just happens. Like, and it's almost like you see Cambosis' head is like the only read you get off it.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like the way his head's moving. You're like, he's got hit there.
The promoter said this as well after the fight. You got to give Cambosis massive raps because Cambosis could have just gone. First of all, he could have gone and just sold out a 20,000 seat arena. And the promoter was like, that's literally what most boxers do. But he wanted to put it on in Melbourne in a stadium, even though it probably wasn't going to get sold out, just for the sport of boxing in Australia. Like, he wanted to do that so that young Australian boxers could look at that and be like, this is what I can do. And also, they initially were talking to Lomachenko. Then Lomachenko, obviously, the war stuff, he goes over to Ukraine. Now, everyone was telling Cambosis, this is a promoter that said this. So not even Cambosis, like this promoter of the whole, like both, amicable with both teams. Said that as soon as Lomachenko pulled out, Cambosis was like, I want Haney. And pretty much everyone was saying, don't do it, mate. Like, you've earned it. Take a couple of fights where, you much more likely to win.
Yep.
It's just as much money, maybe even more money. Are you sure you want to do this? This is like really experienced people saying to Kambosos, and Kambosos is like, I said I would do it, so I'm going to do it. And I think he deserves respect for that because no one, Haney said it even after the fight in his post-press conference, no one would give Haney a shot.
100%.
Because he was too dangerous and he didn't have he wasn't big enough name to risk so much.
Yeah.
Kambosos is the only one that gave him a shot. So he's got to be given respect for that.
But that was what George was saying as well. He's like, I gave you a shot. You owe me one.
100%. Honestly, I think Devin Haney, if he does owe, after what Kambosos did for him, he does owe him the return favour.
At the end of the day, though, it's contracted to happen again at Marvel Stadium. So if George says no to the stand aside money, they'll have to do it.
They'll have to do it.
So
or he'll just get sued fucking.
Or he'll get sued out the arse.
Crazy. Because like then MCG's fucking suing, or the MCQ, sorry.
No, mate, I honestly, if you're Haney and you know you've done it before,
you just go do it again.
You just go do it again.
And get paid a couple mil.
Just go do it again. I can't see him fucking flaking on that. I wouldn't see the point in it.
Yeah. What Haney could potentially try to do is demand more money and say, all right, I'll do it, but I want an extra mil or whatever. And that may be a way to get it across the line. But yeah, look, I think what is frustrating though, and look, I know Kambosos was trying to sell the fight before it and whatever, but how quickly people turn on like Kambosos and, oh yeah, he talks shit, rah, rah. And I'm just like,
mate, but he didn't talk that much.
I know, it wasn't even that bad. He's selling a fight, guys. Like, what do you...
And they're like, oh, but he didn't get in his head. It's like, so what? He's selling a fight.
Like, what do you want to do? Just get up there and be like, hey, mate, yeah, thanks for coming, really respectful. Like, while he was saying all that stuff, Kambosos and his team were literally working around the clock to get Haney's father into the country.
Which they did.
So that's clearly what kind of bloke he is. He could have easily been like, fuck, it's not my fucking problem. And he didn't do that. So, yeah, it's how quickly people turn. Kambosos is still the champion that made history only fucking 6 months ago, and he'll be back.
Risked it all. Yeah, he lost, but he's a fucking...
And also,
he's a champion.
Kambosos could stay in Australia, make, 500 grand a fight, up to 600, 700, 800 grand, and literally just tower bums up.
Which is what others have done before.
Exactly.
The pay-per-view king of Australia, Anthony Chock Mundine, he did that for a long time.
He did go over. He did go over and do it.
I'm not taking respect of Chock's name. I'm saying Chock did that for a long time.
Yeah.
Made a lot of money, then went overseas.
And did it.
So he could possibly do that.
Yeah, he could come back and just fight plumbers.
Yeah. And people would buy it.
I'd buy it, and he'd fucking destroy them.
And he'd destroy plumbers. Absolutely.
There'd be a plumber shortage because Kambosos would take them out.
Yeah. Everyone's fucking pipes would be playing up. No plumbers
The
left.
pipes in the building, like no one will be able to shit whilst watching Kambosos fight.
You shit in a bucket.
Because fucking all the plumbers are dead.
That's tough. 100%. Kambosos killed them all.
So
him handing over his belts in the ring was...
That's classy.
Super classy,
and also
but really tough to watch.
Tough to watch. Very tough to watch.
Like one after another.
But I respect that shit because most blokes don't do that. And he's being honest and true to the situation. You bested me. This is yours now.
But he's like, enjoy your moment. Like, I'm not going to take away from the moment like it was taken away from me when he won at Madison Square. So,
yeah,
respect to him. I had a great fucking time. It was a great day.
How was the...
Obviously, it wasn't like, if Kambosos knocks him out, it would have been a better spectacle. Obviously. Yeah, like, obviously. Yeah. But for what it was, I enjoyed it.
What about, did you go hit the town?
Oh, hit the town 3 nights.
You looked
3 nights in a row.
Dusty on the before the fight, the films and that. I was like, oh,
mate,
we were dusty.
We were dusty Saturday morning, Sunday morning, Monday morning.
Were you like, shit, I probably shouldn't have fucking... Saturday night? Was that at any point where like, I probably should have got the beers?
Well, like Saturday morning, I woke up and we already had some Panadol ready to go, and I was just pumped for the fight. So I didn't give a shit. I was sweet. The next day, I was like, "Oh god, Tommy on Monday."
Oh, okay, yeah.
Tommy on the plane.
What bad way?
He was bad, dude. Like he just kept moving in these weird ways. I was like, "What's going on over there?"
Really?
And I go, "Matty, you're right." And he looks at me and he's like sweating, like an absolute mess. I thought he was about to boot on himself. I'm like, bro, get it together. He's like,
from a hangover?
Yeah, he was fucked.
Fuck. Did he have like bad sinuses or something?
I don't know what was going on, mate. And he had a mask on because they kept making him pull his mask up, and so he was like getting claustrophobic and shit.
They kept making him put the mask on?
Yes, mate. They were being fucking anal.
What I do is I buy a water bottle and I sit it on the table in front of me.
Mate, I just had mine down. They didn't say anything to me. They were picking on Tommy.
Oh, so it's a nightmare trip. Nightmare trip.
It was tough. Flight got delayed. Sitting on the tarmac. That was half an hour. Sitting on the tarmac for half an hour. My bag took half an hour to come out. Just it all adds up.
All adds up, especially when
you heard. It's a 50-minute flight, but door to door, 5.5 hours.
Easy.
You know what I mean?
It's a day thing.
It's a day thing. Like, it's only an hour in the air. 2 hours to get to Melbourne. Nah, it's not.
Nah, it's not, bro.
It's not,
You're kidding yourself there. You've been way too glass half full. You need a bit of glass empty there. Yeah, wow. So good weekend?
Great weekend.
Great weekend. How good. Now, no DC, no worries for Manly. I actually like Foz at 7.
Dude, Foz at 7 and Schuster at 6 was unbelievable.
But I'm going to go hot take here, and I don't know whether I'm there at all yet because we've only seen one game. I wouldn't mind seeing Foz at 7 and DCE at 6.
I wouldn't mind it at all.
Because DCE's got a great running game.
A great running game. He's fucking quick. He's electric. Yep. I like that a lot. He was so good at 7. He just played the gentle hand, the steady hand, and just guided the boys around and let Schuster do his thing.
Yep.
We loved it, Tommy and I. We went big weekend on the big afternoon on the punt on Saturday. Got back to the room, had a quick kip, shipped in some club sandwiches, some of your finest.
Yeah, yep.
Footy on.
In the hotel room.
It was a great evening.
Did you go out after that or you stayed in?
Because we got that W.
Oh, 44, and it's a big W too.
Huge W.
What about Olakuatu?
Oh,
he's a fucking beast.
Bro, he is disgustingly good.
Mate, I can't. He's going to play Origin. He's eventually. It's got to happen.
He is such a handful.
Can you imagine him coming off the bench in the middle of a game? You'd be going, fuck me.
Bro, people were terrified of him on the weekend.
Yeah. He was
absolutely terrifying.
And that's against the Warriors. They're a pretty big side.
Bro, it was like 6 guys to take him down.
Crazy.
It was unbelievable.
Brian Fletcher thinks that Warrior Hargreaves is the biggest missing link on the weekend for the Roosters. Yeah, I'd agree with that. You disagree?
Dude,
they're so up and down.
They're so up. It's yo-yo footy.
Yeah.
It's yo-yo footy.
Yeah.
I can't get a read on them.
I can't either, honestly. I think when it clicks, it'll click quickly.
That's what we've been saying. And then it looks like it clicks.
Yeah.
That's why it's confusing me, because some weeks it'll click, right? And you'll be like, oh, okay, this is it. This is the turning point in the season, and that'll be on the up and up. And it'll just be like improvement. But then they'll roll out performances like on the weekend where you're like, well, fuck. Where the fuck are you at?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting. It's really, really interesting to see what's going to go with the Roosters. I still think they're a chance to go on a run.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Still think, but they're nowhere near where we thought they would be. I had them as premierships, one of the favourites.
I still think they can make the top 4 if they start rolling.
Yeah, that's fair. I reckon they'll definitely make the 8.
100%.
But it's interesting. Now on to NRL news. Charlie Staines reportedly free to talk to rival clubs for next year. How unfortunate. The bloke came in, ripped and teared, but Taylor May is
dude, he
just got re-signed for 2 more years.
Yeah, but what do you do, dude?
Yeah.
Taylor May, he's a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Charlie Staines, so much promise.
Yeah.
4 tries in his his NRL debut, was it? 4?
Yeah, something like 8 tries in 3 games or some shit like that.
Absolutely killed it at the start. And then Taylor comes along and goes, sorry, brother.
Sorry, bro.
There's no spot for you here.
Where do you think he could end up, Staines? Because last year I thought he was a bit quiet. I thought he was really good this year when he was really getting through a lot of work, showing his good ball carries out of his end. I think plenty of clubs could use a guy like Staines.
Plenty of them. There's no shortage of clubs you could go to. Off the top of the dome. Who's looking? Who's losing?
Maybe
anyone losing one?
Not really. Maybe Rabbitohs. Who got your wingers at the moment?
AJ's on the left, and it's been a bit of a merry-go-round.
Yeah, so Rabbitohs. I think you could suit Rabbitohs really well. AJ and Staines, two really good finishers.
Yep.
That could work. That's actually probably the best. What do you reckon, Matty? Rabbitohs.
I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to seem biased, but my first thought was, definitely come to South.
You would be biased.
You wouldn't be biased, Matty.
Nah, never.
Look, Rabbitohs is probably the perfect landing spot for him. I'm trying to think of other places, and they seem to be, maybe Warriors, but, tough gig at the moment. St. George seemed to be sorted. Cronulla seemed to they're sorted. Yeah, so probably Rabbitohs. Rabbitohs is probably the best spot to land. Decent side that'll probably play finals footy, and he suits their style of footy.
Maybe Newcastle.
Maybe Newey. Who have they got at the moment? They got Tuala, one plays one centre, but usually it's Gagai, Bradman. Then you'd have Tuala and Dominic Young. Yeah, you go Newey for sure. Latrell will play maximum one game for South before Origin 2 teams pick. However, he might still play none. Would you pick him?
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
Because he looks like it is making him angry that other people are playing good footy.
Fucking pick Latrell. What the it's just not even up for debate. And again, as I pointed out with the Joey thing before, 3 games in 18 months, like Latrell's fine.
Yeah.
He looks fit. He looks ready to go.
He looks fitter than he was at the start of the year.
100%. He looks fucking ready to go. You pick him 100%. And Freddie would pick him. So
Freddie will pick him. Townsend says it's frustrating the NRL has introduced fines for players for grade 2 offences in rep games. He said players don't support this. And a lot of people are like, well, don't do the wrong thing. But like, in what job do you get fined money for making a mistake in your job?
Yeah.
Like, so,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so let's say I go out, no one's in, like very rarely, and it's grade 2. So if they are intentionally doing something fair play, that would be grade 3. They wouldn't get fined for that if you could show intention behind it. Anyway, that's what my assumption was. But 99% of mistakes in a game are not intentional. So why should you be fined money for a mistake that can happen just doing your job? It's like you do your job and you say a few names wrong in a podcast. Like, you're not intentionally doing it, and it's a part of your job. You're going to make mistakes because you talk so much.
Yep.
And it's similar with like footy players. Like, why should they get fined by making errors that they don't mean to make?
Yeah, I'd go along with that.
What are you going to say, Matty? Nothing. So I can understand that, and people think that like all these players are on massive money, but some of them aren't on the bet. Like, and it's irrelevant what money they're on. They shouldn't just be fined because they've got getting paid well. So I agree. And the Rugby League Player Association came out and said that all the players were against this, and the NRL went ahead and still did it, which is
It's also rep footy.
It's rep footy. Surely their RLPA basically said there were other options that we put forward that could sort this. Surely there's got to be other options rather than fining a player for making a mistake in the line of duty. Like, what, are you asking them to be perfect? Like, I'm not getting.
They're not going to be perfect in the heat of battle.
Never.
No way. Do you want them to be?
So, okay, let's say I scream up out of the line to put a big shot in. I go the right thingo, and then he falls in, and I head high in. Then I get fined for that. $1,000 or whatever the fine is.
It's
How's
Origin
that fair?
or rep, but Origin. You know what I mean?
It's just
Origin
not fair.
is a rep game. Like, I want them screaming out of the line, putting on shots.
I do not think fining them is fair. No other maybe in other jobs there are been fined, but in my understanding, very rarely would you see a person be fined for making a mistake in their job. Like, imagine if you put in a paper at your work and it had a bunch of spelling errors in it, and they said that's $1,000. You'd be like, what? It's just a mistake. I didn't mean to make the mistake. I'll go and fix it. Like,
It's an interesting way of looking at it. I haven't looked at that before. I agree, though.
Now, I can understand if it was you're getting fined for something like, apologies for bringing it up, but like Mitch Barnett's situation, that was intentional. Like, he lifted his elbow and...
that's different.
That is like, I could understand why you would get a financial fine for that, because that was an intentional mistake and a very dangerous one. Whereas like a grade 2 head high that someone could fall into that is at a lightning speed, I just don't think you should be getting fined for it. We've got to come up with a better system than players getting smacked with us.
Also, I know this risk of sounding greedy, but Origin payments are they're only 15 grand now.
So they got cut in half, eh?
Well, it got cut to 10 grand last year. Now it's 15 grand this year.
Didn't they used to be 30?
Used to be 30. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I mean. They got cut, so they're cut in half.
So it's been halved. Yeah.
Yeah, and
it's been halved permanently. Halved.
No. They don't know what. There's no.
Why is it still cut? Why is it still cut in half? We're not in Thingo anymore.
Don't know.
Making up some.
Yes, maybe some lost revenue for the last couple of years. And like people want to say, well, it's $15,000, and I understand that, but that money, their career is only 10 years. If you spread out the money that they earn over 60 years, it's actually nowhere near that amount of money. And B, just because they're the best, the reason why players get paid, the money they get paid, is because they're the best at a profession that generates billions of dollars. If you are the best doctor in the country or in the top 20 doctors, you earn more than any footy player will earn in their lifetime. Easy.
There's also 3.5 million people watching.
Yeah, it generates so much revenue. If it didn't generate all that revenue, they wouldn't be paid that much. But like, for example, when people get, like they say, oh, footy players get paid a lot in that, tell me any other profession other than becoming a professional athlete or a musician or whatever, that from 5 years old, you are preparing to be that when you're 18 years old. If someone came to you and said, ever since I was 5, I've been training to be a doctor, and at 18 years old, I went straight out of school and I got a gig worth 300 or 400 grand. And then for the rest of my life, I'll probably earn minimum 400 grand a year, probably go all the way up to 600 to $1 million a year. There's not a single person that would say, you don't deserve that, like, you know, or you get paid too much. You'd be like, no way, you've been working since you were 5 to do it. And that's the thing with rugby league. It's like they're the tippity top of something where thousands of kids play. It generates billions of dollars in revenue. They earn that money. So just because they earn that money doesn't mean they should be fined, and who cares about it? They earned that by training and sacrificing so much when they were younger. And we would never turn to any other profession and go to a lawyer and say, you earn too much money. It's like, well, no, they went to uni and fucking studied their ass off, you know, went to intern, you know, coached the Warriors, came out and earned that money. So yeah, I never understand that. And also, if you spread out, if you go, first of all, the average NRL player's career is 42 games. We worked out.
It's nothing.
It's nothing. But if you spread out what they earn over 40 years, because let's say a career usually lasts 40 years, it's actually way less than, for example, my brother, who is a doctor, will earn way more money than any footy player can, because his career is, you know, he can be a doctor for the next 30 to 40 years. And he worked his ass off for it. He fucking studied. Anyway, so yeah, I agree with that. I think money is a bit tough. Now, games on the weekend. We've got Cowboys Dragons. Who you see winning this one?
Cowboys, baby, they're hot.
They're so hot.
They're hot right now.
North Queensland, the Cowboy hat, it's all working at the moment.
It's working.
Sometimes
It's
Cowboy
a vibe,
hats
dude.
doesn't work.
Well, fuck, dude. Cowboys are hot sometimes. Like,
They're hot this year.
they're hot this year.
Cowboys are back in.
Sometimes Cowboys can get a bit sloppy, and you're
Yeah.
like, nah, not really feeling it.
Like the drunken Cowboys.
Yeah,
Nah.
drunken, like dirty Cowboys.
Don't want that. We want
Nah.
clean cut, hot Cowboys.
Yeah. Who's just ridden in on a steed.
Oh.
You know?
And he, even though he's not American, he speaks with an American accent.
Yeah.
How to do it? How to do it?
How to do it.
How to do it? I'm a Cowboy.
And for that reason, the Cowboys will win.
Exactly, because Cowboys are hot again.
Because they're hot.
They're hot again.
Yeah.
They haven't been hot for a couple of years.
No, they haven't.
Peyton
they've
went
been
up there.
drunk.
Yes.
They've been drunk for a
They
couple of
celebrating
years.
2015 grand final win.
That's right. Sobriety's kicked in. Now they're ready to rock and roll.
Toddy Payton went up there and said, none of this.
Toddy P.
Toddy P, none of this on my ranch. Changed it.
He's got a bit of sheriff about him.
Fucking oath he does. Those piercing blue eyes.
He's got sheriff about him, Toddy Payton.
It's like they're in Red Dead Redemption. They're not riding on donkeys. They're riding on donkeys last year when they were coming second last and third last.
Yeah.
Now they're riding on studs.
Bloody oath. I can see
Stains.
Peyton in Red Dead Redemption, one of the great games all time.
Oh, yeah.
Cowboys Dragons, yeah, I think Cowboys get the job done. If they can do that, what they did last week without their main players, wait till the good players get back. Titans versus the Rabbitohs.
Well, for reasons expressed before, the Rabbitohs.
What if they come out and play a wholesome... They play marriage footy. So there's strip club footy and marriage footy.
If they come out and play like loving, like generous, beautiful, love is in the air footy, then I think they're a shot.
Okay.
I mean, Cameron Murray, will he back up? Probably not. Is this a Friday game? Touch and go, you would say. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't play, for example, the Titans play loving football, they can win. But if they play more of that glitter strip club stuff, no way. They'll march out to a 20-point lead and then blow it.
Yeah, they'll get us hot and bothered again.
Yeah, get us really hot and bothered.
And then go,
all right, that's $50. See you later.
Just so everyone knows, we're recording this before the team list drop, so we don't actually know.
Yeah, we're not sure who will
We
be.
don't know, yeah.
Well, we're doing the big lift. Eddie and myself, we're coming in. We're doing the big lift.
We're coming in for the big lift,
Big
but
lift.
it is quite early in the week, so we don't know a whole
What's
lot.
going on? And to be honest, even if the team list was out, we still probably wouldn't know that much.
We wouldn't know anything. It's just an excuse this week. Usually we don't have one.
Exactly. Roosters v Storm. I actually think it's going to be a clanger, an absolute cracking clash.
But the Roosters were shit last
But they'll
week.
turn up. They'll turn up.
They will for the Storm.
Yes.
In
Roosters
fact,
at
they're
home
probably
too.
likely to win this.
Ooh. We going to win.
Munster will back up. Fuck, I don't know. Like I say that, it was really bold of me to say, and now I'm just running through it in my head. I'm like, maybe not though. Maybe not.
If Munster backs
Dude,
up...
I reckon it'll be close.
Close? Okay.
Munster will back up.
You reckon
surely.
he'll back up? I don't know whether you arrest him, like just to make sure he's prime condition, mint condition for the end of the season.
Depends how much work he has to get through, I suppose.
Yeah.
There's a lot of unknowns.
Yeah.
Do they generally back up the halves?
Usually.
They'll back up.
There's a saying with Origin players, like actual Origin players, you're not a real Origin player until you back up after Origin. And it's like, fuck. Pretty sure you're still a real Origin player if you don't play two days later. No, mate, you're soft. You're fucking soft as shit.
Fucking soft cunt.
My shoulder is hanging by a thread. Yeah, look, I'm going to get Storm get the win. Broncos v the Raiders.
Bronx.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bronx. Bronx are fucking going real well.
This is a danger game because Raiders, I thought, were really good on the weekend.
Raiders seem to have turned a corner. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. They seem to have turned a corner. They've got a couple of good wins. Maybe there was one loss there. Can't remember who it was against.
Yeah, against Eels.
The Eels.
Yep.
But other than that, they've been travelling pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've been travelling all right. It was a good win on the weekend.
I think it's going to be a cracking game. Broncos get the win by not much. It's a close game. Tigers v Manly.
Manly have turned a corner. It's
been one game.
We've turned a corner. We were very impressive on the
Power
weekend.
steering, you turn real quick.
Oh, we're turning now, baby. The power steering fluid. Do you need fluid for power steering?
Maybe.
Who cares? It's in there.
Yep.
And we're going to get that big win.
Okay.
No doubt about it. We were hot on the weekend. Flat track bully stuff. Getting back to what we love. That's
so true.
That's what we love. That's what we love, mate. You know why? Because it feels familiar.
Yeah.
It's like, we've been here before.
We pounded a team coming second last.
Put the Pound Town ones on, baby, and let's get to work.
Knights versus Panthers. I'm going Tigers Manly. I'm going Manly. Knights versus Panthers.
Panthers.
Yeah, Knights versus Panthers.
Not going to be close, mate.
It's going to be a tough gig for Knights, especially Cleary coming back, hot as anything from Origin.
Mate.
Panthers get the win. Warriors v Sharks.
Sharkies. Just the Warriors.
Tough week for the
Unless Stacey Jones got that apron on, mate.
Yeah. Have you sent him the recipe, though? You may not have the recipe.
I'll send it to him.
Send it to him.
I will.
Yeah.
No,
he can't cook him if he doesn't know.
No. I'll just send him the video and just go, mate, I'd be whipping the apron on, cooking these with love, getting the boys comfy.
Key ingredient, there's the love part.
Yeah, getting the boys comfy,
Yeah.
getting them into a lounge room, and maybe you can turn things around.
Doggies, Eels.
Yeah,
Eels.
There's some clubs that are really starting to.
Doggies are rowing at the moment.
They're rowing like we were back in 2008. Not well.
Now, that is us done and dusted. Make sure to follow Hello Sport at Hello Sport on Instagram, Punters and Dribblers on Facebook. Still at 20,000 now, isn't it?
Yeah, bro.
Fucking oath. So 20,000 and nearly 30,000 on Instagram?
No, I've got 30 on Insta.
30 on Insta?
Yeah, you're at 30.
Fuck yeah.
And 31.
31 and 20 on
20 on,
punters.
yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
oath.
Good
Fucking
stuff.
oath.
We love
Subscribe to the Hello Sport podcast of the brand new studio that's absolutely killing it. Grab a case of Bloke MIDI. Go to Liquor Legends. It has all the stockers in there. You just put in your postcode. It'll show you where stocks Bloke mid-strength. And see you tomorrow outside the Locker Room Hotel. Tonight. Tonight. Origin Game 1. See you tonight. Locker Room Hotel. Make sure to get down. It's going to be a huge night. Try the Bloke MIDI. And as usual, I'll go and fuck myself. Thank you.